What is a star like? I'm gonna say that the driver's side flaws. Just a large, so many more. 10 in the more, never a bar. 10 in the more, 2 in the you, but it's something to me. Handsome as ever, cute as could be. You can watch us on YouTube with view for free. This one time for the Twitch. This one time for the text. This one time for the phone line. Whole time wonder what they gonna do next.
You know, I just wish you guys would stop the quibbling.
We'll see. We'll see how it goes, Tommy. I don't know. It is a Thursday. Welcome on in, everybody. It's Tobin and Leroy here with you.
You know what else it is?
What is it?
Game night!
Game night! Miami Hurricanes taking on Bethune. Are you going tonight? You were thinking about going. Are you perusing over to the Rock?
To me, anytime I go to that game to see something specific, right? It's like playing a game with fire.
What do you mean?
Like I told you, I'm going to the Bethune game to watch the band.
But are you going?
I don't know.
Oh.
Because I'm scared if I go there and I'm looking at Bethune's ass because they're facing the other way, I'm going to be pissed.
Does anybody know? Can anybody just help us out here? So Leroy can go to the game tonight. What side does he need to be on so he can see the band? Okay.
I called.
No, let's ask the people. The people know.
They should be facing the home crowd. So that means that where all the expensive seats are,
yes,
in the shade, they should be facing.
I feel like that's what they do.
No. Every time I went, they were faced the other way.
Are you sure?
Positive. You heard me come in here complaining about
I don't remember. I wasn't watching it because I went opening night, but I don't. I was looking for stuffed animal Sebastian. So
I'm talking about the Bethune games. All the Bethune games I went to facing the other way.
Was that because the Bethune crowd was on the other side?
It doesn't matter. You face the home side.
So maybe they did a switcheroo for the road fans.
No. Every stadium when the bands play, they face the home. That's where all the cameras are, the mics are, everything. So.
Good morning to Smythe and Schmolnick, who says Tobin is Tommy Pizza Hutton. Bastard. Getting started early today, Smythe. Let's get to some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
No truck.
Happy birthday to Jimmy Butler.
34?
34.
Right.
Jimmy Buckets. I don't know, dude. I don't know, but we're gonna get to some investigative journalism.
I hope she wasn't stretching for his birthday.
Whenever old Berterer struts in here today, we need to get her investigative journalism.
Can I just tell you?
She blew my mind yesterday. She uncovered something on Boots on the Gram. I was like, wow. I wanted to give her a Pulitzer. It was that good of journalism for what she found between Jimmy Buckets and Shakira.
Really?
Oh yeah, you were paying. You know, it's so funny when you ignore the group text.
Because they're all the time.
No, that's not true.
Hold on.
No, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. I want you to be surprised now. I want you to be surprised. I want you to be surprised. So, Happy birthday to Jimmy Butler, 34 years old, and damn good at basketball. Damn good at basketball and enjoying his life. We'll see you in a few weeks here, Jimmy Buckets. Tonight, Miami Hurricanes do host Bethune-Cookman at 7:30. Coverage on 560. WQM begins at 3:30. Danny Rabinowitz and Brian Monroe hosting our coverage there for the pregame. So, Canes look to go to 3-0 after a great start to the season, a nice performance last week against a ranked opponent. Now you kind of close out this home stretch on a short week, but you get this one in the bag, Leroy, if they are able to get this win, which one would hope. One would hope.
I'm assuming that they will, but
one would hope.
Here's the thing you want to see. I want to see them play like it doesn't matter who they're playing. I want to see them get better. And you can get better by correcting your mistakes, being where you're supposed to be, no pre-snap penalties, no grabbing, playing sound defense, swarming to the ball, all those things you can do regardless of who you're playing.
Discipline game.
And that's what I've been impressed with the first 2 weeks. The resilience they played with last week was something we haven't seen in a while, right? So just build on that. Build on that and keep it going.
It was very impressive. Marlins, they win yesterday, 2-0.
They still ain't scoring a bunch of runs. They hit a drought.
They've hit a little bit
because they've scored 3 runs in the last 3 games, and they won one.
They've hit a little bit of a drop, but yesterday Braxton Garrett, he was fantastic for them. He was six scoreless innings for them. So they need this one today. They are still just a half game back of that last spot, although there's a lot of teams there. That's the one thing. You know, you got a very
they could go on they could win 4 out of 5. Somebody win 6 out of 7 and take right.
It's a very cluttered race. It's a very cluttered race.
Are we gonna say that thing that pisses me off yet?
Games in hand?
Oh yeah.
I think it's a hockey thing. I don't think they really talk, but in baseball, it's typically loss column. And if you go loss column, they're tied in the loss column with the Reds, who have just got one more win than them. But so that's technically games in. The Marlins have a game in hand. If you would like to,
no, I don't.
Hockey it up.
I don't want to hockey.
Well, they have a game in hand today. 2:10.
Dumbest comment in the world. Game in hand.
2:10.
You could also lose that game.
You could
in hand,
but
which means it's not a game in hand.
No, that's not what that means. They have a
game in hand means you making it sound like that's a good thing.
Wow!
A new JFig record.
New record, ladies and gentlemen.
Oh my
Traffic.
God!
Wow!
You know, hey,
a long time ago.
When did you leave?
When did you leave? You know what?
When did you leave?
Like,
when did you leave?
9. I leave I'm closer than you, and I leave before then.
9.
You got to leave at like 8:40.
How many miles are you? Is the distance to your house? 40? Give us an estimate.
It's like 22 miles.
9?
No, she didn't leave at 9.
She
You looked at your clock and you started to
10:09. It took you an hour and 10 minutes to go 20 miles.
Who did you chit chat with on the way out?
No one.
Who did you chit chat with downstairs?
Scooby.
Scooby. Did you make sure you walked Scooby and all that stuff?
Did you tuck Scooby in before you left?
Did you feed Scooby?
Right, because I'm getting ready to say, I leave my house. I'm 34 miles. I leave my house at 8:45.
Hmm.
I'm going west, I'm going east and north.
You got to find the back roads. I go the back way.
Oh yeah, I'm going to the back roads.
Wow.
Then maybe you picking the wrong back roads. She's lashing out. This is 2
Many
times.
back roads.
This is 2 times.
You would think. I mean, I think you got a little cocky the last time because you showed up at 9:58, and I think that you thought it was always going to be like that. But do you do a pre-map check? Because I always do a pre-check.
I don't.
Never.
Because
I
I
don't
take
think
the
you
same.
do.
I take the same route. I'm not going anywhere near the
Palmetto.
Golden
Glades.
Glades.
The Golden Glades. I'm not going there. I'm going the back way.
You doing
There
great.
was a semi truck
Yeah.
today.
Yeah, me too.
And then I
There was
take 27 right down past Miami Central.
It's crazy. So there was a
That's it.
There
Easy.
there was a semi truck today, not a train.
I think there was a train.
Oh, there was a train and a semi truck. Were they riding each other?
I have pictures because I know you guys never believe me.
Was
We
there
know.
a chopper?
You've been late for 7 years. what did you do?
I've been here for 7 years.
Again.
If you added up the time that you are late, it would probably add up to 7 years.
No, I mean she's been late ever since she's been here.
Not true.
Really?
10:09 today was impressive.
Yeah. You almost made it. You got here just before it's time.
You almost ready. Are you hosting pre-games? Are you hosting Hurricanes pregame today?
She might be hosting Dolphins pregame.
Oh, man. All right. We'll take a quick break. Back with more silly sauce after this. right, welcome back. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Hey, Leroy, can we get a weather update from the Devesman and Dover Law Firm? Your accidentattorneys.com. Free consultation 24/7. Call them at 866-954-MORE.
All right, we got, there's the plane going from right to left. That means the winds are out of the east. Looking at the trees, they're not very
Not really
strong.
tree-like.
Maybe might even be less than 5 miles an hour, which means it's gonna feel hot as hell because there's no breeze. It is partly cloudy and about 87 degrees. Whoa, those planes look mighty damn close.
He's right. He's absolutely right.
On. All right, he's turning. All right, gotcha.
What's that over there, though?
What's what?
Right there. Something going on over there.
That's a plane taking off. That's why we know it's going. The winds are coming out of the east. And as you can see, no trees are moving.
There it is.
Light wind. There it is.
Yeah,
Right. Wow. Now it's crazy because if you ever go to an airport, one of the craziest things is they'll sometimes use both runways.
Yeah.
And you'll see 2 planes coming in and 2 planes taking off at the same time.
Fix that camera, dude.
Someone was playing with the camera.
No, I don't think
No, it followed me and then it said too far.
Yeah.
You'll see why.
Yeah. Anyway, great golf. Great weather from a golfer. You know, he knows what he's doing.
That's it.
Knows what he's
That's
doing.
it.
Knows what he is doing. Anywho, you guys hear Tua yesterday?
What do you do?
Man, I love this guy. You know, because he's just tired of the bull bleep. He's tired of the bull bleep. Because you remember yesterday, I was going on a rant about people who are still dogging his arm. Like, they give props, but there's always a caveat that they throw in there. Even these dummies. I was listening to
I'm familiar with caveats. I work with you.
No, I'm not that. I don't do caveats,
What?
dude. No.
You're caveat cowboy.
No, I'm not caveat
What are
cowboy,
you
dude.
talking about?
I've never put on Spurs in my life.
Really?
I'm not a
You
caveat
are
cowboy.
Caveat cowboy.
I'm not a caveat cowboy. Now, here's the thing. It's always like a pot shot that's gonna take it. And so yesterday, Tua was asked about, you know, this notion that he can't throw deep because there was this video that came out of him practicing that third down throw basically from the offseason. Like, it was crazy how like he mirrored it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, guys good. A lot of explosive plays, this Tua Tagovailoa. Pretty good at it. You know, doesn't throw it up to the Jets like a dummy, like Josh Allen. What are you rolling your eyes at for, Vlad? That was a great job.
Dude, no, I'm not rolling my eyes like
Dude,
rolling
do
my
you
eyes
want
like
it?
you. I'm
Can
rolling my eyes like,
Hold
yeah,
on.
it's true.
Time out.
What?
Can I just say this?
Yeah.
I do fantasy football.
Mm-hmm.
My starting quarterback is Aaron Rodgers.
Oof.
One of my starting running backs, J.K. Dobbins.
Oh, yeah, it's true.
That's tough, dude.
The fantasy guys don't like you.
Yeah.
Well,
Who'd you pick up?
Better pick up Matthew Stafford.
I haven't just started looking at it.
You better. What do you?
I know.
Yeah,
Thursday.
you know today's Thursday, right?
I know.
Games are tonight.
Okay.
You just tapping
But
out.
here's the problem. The loser in this has to make a music video.
Well,
So I think I better pick it up.
you better go find a quarterback this break.
Yeah.
You better get on that, dude.
Like now.
Is Tua still available?
Yeah, okay.
No.
Oh. Well, Tua, this was him yesterday on him scoffing at the deep ball doubters.
I think when you look at deep shots, it entails everyone. It like for those like watching, it's like you can't just take a drop in the NFL and just decide, hey, because everyone says I can't throw the ball deep, let me just chuck this ball deep as far as I can. Like it entails everyone on the offensive side to work together to be in symphony and guys to be at the right places at the right time. Like timing has to be right. And if timing's not right, like when the pocket breaks down and it allows for you to do that, then it does. But like being able to do that, that's because of all the guys that I'm surrounded with.
Do you think that anyone is still saying you can't throw deep?
I don't care. I mean, I don't care. 466 is that's what 466 is if I can't throw deep. Thanks.
Like
If the mic was actually in his hands, it would be a mic drop moment. But it's like, yeah, like what? How?
You know what?
How much more does
Let me
this
tell-
have to get thrown out there?
Let me tell you why. Okay. I've learned a few things about people. And they would rather take the route that some of them are taking than say I was wrong. right? I'm familiar with your work.
Excuse me?
Periodically, you go into the facts have changed. No, that was then.
No, that's not true.
You stop. The facts have changed come from you.
What do you mean it comes from me?
That's saying.
Sometimes the facts change. The facts have never changed that too is going to be good.
No. I'm not saying. Look, see, here's what you're doing.
What?
I'm not talking specifically about you in this situation. Okay? But I am saying there are people out there that write stories and say things about Tua, right? That now they're trying to find ways to be right. They're not just going to admit that they were wrong. Maybe I was a little off on this one. Guy can throw. He doesn't have a hose, but his arm is plenty strong enough.
Plenty strong enough. Dude.
Right.
And
but again, you're going to be hard-pressed to get me to buy that he needs a strong arm when one of the best quarterbacks to ever play was Drew Brees. And guess what the knock was on him?
Small.
No, didn't have a strong arm.
I don't even feel like that was a knock on Drew Brees.
It was.
Like he
was
has
it? And especially after he had
he had
hurt his
shoulder
arm.
surgery.
He had shoulder surgery.
But I never thought it was.
Keep in mind, the Dolphins took Dante Culpepper because they were scared.
Yeah, they were scared of the arm surgery, but they were scared of the surgery, but not his arm strength. I guess.
No, he didn't. Like he didn't have like what we would right. Yeah. Exactly. But and that's the same thing with Tua. But he gets the job done. His arm is plenty strong enough to throw for 466. So why don't you just kind of, I was wrong.
Yeah.
Eat it. They won't eat it. People will not eat it. When you're wrong, you're wrong. They'll just find different little caveats to go and work their way around. And so I'm glad Tua said, you know what? Don't care.
Don't care. Like, how about numbers for you? 460. If your eyes are lying to you, 466 is 466, even though it is all through the air. Like even Bill Belichick was trying to be a snarky bastard yesterday. And it's like, no, actually, there were some bombs there, Bill. Maybe you want to watch the film a little bit more while you get ready for this weekend.
Now, I will say this. Now, what makes his arm strength really sneaky, right, is that he throws into tight windows across the middle of the field more than anyone.
Big balls on him.
So I'm talking about all these guys that have these hoses, the Josh Allens, all these guys that you say, oh my goodness. He throws the ball more precise than those guys up the middle. So how can you question his arm strength when he's willing to throw the ball in spots that terrify most quarterbacks?
That's why he leads in BBY, dude. That's why he leads in BBY.
I don't want to know.
You know what it is.
It's right before BBW or right after?
Yeah, it's around the same category. If you go on Pornhub, you have one for the big ladies. But if you go one category down, BBY, big balls yards. It's just Tua throws. It's a whole video library.
Point for.
No, you know what? I'm not giving you a point.
Why?
That was an accident. That was really a minus. That was a minus.
For big balls yards?
Dude, first of all, the way, the context you put it in.
Right.
Pornhub. Like, you know what? Category. If there was a Tua, you know what? Let's just move on. Let's just move on. Because I think you would be the only subscriber
I'll tell you something else.
to BBY.
I'll tell you another. Well, no, that's not true. It's actually like one of the most popular. Like we see those ratings that come out every year. Like, what's the most popular category? We do that. That's what we found out. When we like Pornhub goes, these are the most popular categories by state. What was it? Colorado had goth, right? That's what we found out. In Florida, most popular category, BBY.
-1.
It's like one of those niche categories. So it's like, people who like furries. That's about where OnlyFangs is too.
Well, I'm saying
-1.
Fangs is losing some subscriptions. Because, yeah,
man. But like this past game with Justin Herbert, right? Oh, what a rocket! Let me tell you something about him. He's a check down Charlie.
And that's the thing that amazes me. Do you not understand? Everybody's offense is set up to get rid of the ball in 2.5 seconds. Because if you don't, usually your offensive line ain't good enough to hold that long. So how far is a defender going to get down the field in 2.5 seconds? So everybody's throwing it in the same areas. But we just give one guy Woo, look how far he threw that. Usually when you say somebody threw it far like that, it's never caught, right? It's never caught. Josh Allen did it, and then they go, hey, wait, here's the kicker. Josh Allen did it. You know what they said? That's almost better than a punt. Really? Because it's a pick.
It really wasn't. I mean, like he could have. You know what's better than an arm punt? Running for the first down that was right there for him. Idiot.
An arm? What did you call it?
Arm punt.
Dude, some of your phrases, the terminology is just horrible.
Why?
An arm punt.
An arm punt. What would you call it?
Interception? Like
An arm punt.
like I just pictured him going,
boom. Well, it would have been there anyway. I didn't see anybody. The Chargers should have had an arm pump, but their dummy cornerback decided to take it out for 3 yards.
Right, 3 yards. Which, like, yeah.
Not a smart team.
I mean, like, you know what? Here's the problem, and this is, we're gonna probably hear from Mike McDaniel later, and you're gonna hear something, and you're gonna wonder, how is this possible? And I'm gonna tell you exactly why. And it's based on that guy catching that and running out of the end zone instead of staying in, right? Because as much as we want players to be team players, we treat them as individuals. And then when they act like individuals, we get mad. But some of these teams are doing it to themselves. I'll explain.
Point is, enough of Tua having to answer about these stupid arm questions.
You know, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. It really is. You know who's one of the most beloved quarterbacks down here the short time he was here? Chad Pennington.
Noodle.
Couldn't bust a grape on a wall, right?
He had no arm. That's true.
But
he was really effective.
Right. That's my point.
He was really effective.
That's my point. Guess what? Every running back or every wide receiver that played the game that was great didn't run a 4.2. Jerry Rice ran like 4.5, 4.6. Don't mean he wasn't the greatest, right? Like sometimes we take all of these measurables and use them more than we use what we see.
Yeah, like the guy who, you would probably go back and you're like, Peyton Manning's arm versus Brett Favre's arm. Brett Favre had a cruise missile, but I mean, how many interceptions? Threw to everybody.
He had the record for everything.
That dude was generous with the football.
Yeah.
Generous with the football.
I mean, he wasn't even drafted in the first round. Second round by Atlanta. And Atlanta didn't even want him. They traded him to Green Bay. Go figure. Think about it. Can you think about it? I can think of 2 players that got traded from their original team and became Hall of Famers, right? Chris Carter got traded by the Eagles to the Vikings, right? Because all he wanted to do was catch touchdowns. And Brett Favre. Brett Favre got traded to Green Bay. That's crazy.
I know.
So, yeah, you go to all these intangible. Let me ask you something.
Yes.
And this is not just, would you rather a quarterback who was very accurate or a quarterback who had a strong arm? There's a lot of quarterbacks playing backup that have strong arms that everybody still thinks is going to work out.
I know. It's just a strange thing. It's like, I get,
it makes you seem stupid when you say something like that and you talk about football on a daily basis.
I just don't understand when it's going to be the point where he's not. Here's the thing: he's not limiting the Dolphins.
Right.
If we could go around and you're going to say one of the Dolphins. If you think the Dolphins are good and you think the Dolphins are going to do some stuff, who is the number one reason that's going to be the case? The guy is really good at quarterback. There are no caveats on this anymore.
There's not.
There's no side pieces on this. Like I was listening to these dummies EEI and there's still
wait. Can I please say the line?
Yeah.
They go, would it be any different if you switched the quarterbacks?
I think Max still got a higher ceiling. He just doesn't have the weapons.
Yeah, that's it. That's where it goes, right? Now, if it was any other team, so for years they complained about Brett Favre, got the talent, they don't give him any weapons.
Yep.
Bill Belichick and Tom Brady, he doesn't really have that number one receiver. They do it by committee, right? Like, stop.
Take a quick break. Back after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you on 560 WQAM.
I used my indoor voice.
Listen to me, all right? If you guys want to
hang
come
out with
watch,
us?
you want to hang out with us, dude. If you
Yeah.
want to come in and watch the silly sauce, Miami Media School is going to make that happen, all right? All you got to do is go to WQAM's page, go to the contest page and enter, and you'll have a chance to win, courtesy of Miami Media School. And you also get a WQM swag bag.
Yep.
We are going to pick a listener to come on in here, watch the silly sauce, the shenanigans, and all things me driving Leroy nuts. And
Who knows? I may or may not make comments. So wear your best.
We should do a personalized little surprise in the swag bag. Like I can put in a feather. You can put in some stuff.
some might call that evidence.
I'll put it in the cheeseburger.
Dude, I was dropping my my daughter off today at middle school, and there was a goose, like literally, like right in the middle of the
They don't understand.
They
the
don't
rules
care.
They don't care.
But I thought in a moment like this, because I had to get to work, what would JFig do? She would have plowed right through that goose. Oh, okay. dude.
WWJF do.
Point for Tobin.
I'm telling you, we have like on 136 because it's just one way in, one way out by my house.
Mm-hmm.
We have a group of ducks. They just don't care.
They don't care, man.
But here's the deal: some people get out and shoo them, but at least once a month.
A lot of feathers.
So then the next time you come through, when they get their ass out the street,
Yep.
they run.
Anyway, so thanks to Miami Media School, and you guys can gain the skills, advantages, and insights you need to become a sports broadcaster. Visit beonair.com for more information, and go to our website, the contest page, and enter for your chance to come watch. You got your coffee? You good?
I'm good.
You all jacked up a Mountain Dew, Chip?
Not yet.
Chip!
Feeling
it.
It's a process.
Aaron Rodgers has basically put an end to talks that he's going to retire. He said yesterday on the old Instagram that he is Batman.
Dude, that was definitely Batman.
That was Batman.
That was some Dark Knight. I'm coming back after, I broke my back type of response.
He posted on Instagram yesterday this photo of him with the American flag, by the way. And he goes, thank you to every person who has reached out, called, texted, DM'd. It has been a ton to me. I'll try and get back to all of you soon. Completely heartbroken, moving through all the emotions, but deeply touched and humbled by all the support and love. Keep me in your thoughts and prayers as I begin the healing process. And then he goes, the night is darkest before the dawn,
That's Batman.
and I shall rise yet again.
Dark Knight.
I don't know, dude. I mean, even Batman, like, he got to a certain age and he couldn't do it anymore,
No, he got with Catwoman and left Gotham City.
I mean, they're always getting new Batmans, man. Like, they're not sticking with the old.
That is true.
They're
Do you
always,
think they'll stick with the last one, which is Robert Patterson?
I gotta tell you, JFig, I tried watching that new Batman. I couldn't get through it.
It was
Guys,
it was darker than dark.
I was laughing.
I was like, this is ridiculous. The Twilight guy, get him the hell out of here.
I felt like I was watching Twilight.
What is what was his lady's name in Twilight? I don't remember.
The actress's name?
No, I
or-
know she's Kristen something. So I guess I don't know her name. Kristen Stewart. Yeah, but I don't know what the character's name was.
Bella?
Bella. Yeah, I think it was Bella. My wife made me take her to all the Twilight movies.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. We've been together a long time. She was like, oh, we're going to see Twilight. And it was.
They were
was it-
respectfully, they were a joke.
What do you mean? The movies?
Yes.
I don't know.
I don't know about the books, but the movies, I'm so sorry.
Yeah, well, she read the books. Like she hummed through the books. It was a big thing. It was a big thing. But I can't take him seriously as Batman.
No.
Can't.
No.
He's more of an
I was
Aquaman,
waiting
if
for
you
him
ask
to
me.
shine. Really?
Yeah. Like a bum ass superhero.
What do you think, Archie?
What am I, the Pork Knight?
If Tobin was a character in Twilight, he'd be Belly.
Such a bastard. But yeah, Aaron Rodgers. I guess he's saying his career's not over. I assume that's what he means.
Right.
He's gonna keep playing. Good luck.
Could be something.
Could be something. You know, he's maybe he'll be on his way back. We'll see. We'll see. But it's not an easy response. You know, like that is a huge injury to get at his age. But I'm sure he doesn't want to go out like that too. 4 plays. Woo.
I wouldn't.
I think if somebody gives you $100 million, you only give him 4 plays, you should feel kind of obligated to come back and at least try to give him a year.
Really?
Yeah.
All right. We'll
Guarantee
see.
money. Like you like put it this way. He could walk away and not need the money, but it's not about that. It's about the deal that you made to get there and how you felt when you got there. You want to experience it at least 1 year. Now, I will say this. While we sitting here talking about all these old-ass quarterbacks not being able to make it, makes Tom Brady's career more impressive.
Certainly.
Right? Because he had 1 serious injury.
Yep.
And that was it.
I know.
So
Well, I never had a strawberry. I'm sure that was all it was.
Or ayahuasca.
Sure, it was all on the up and up.
He was too loose. Too loose.
Mike McDaniel reacted to Aaron Rodgers' injury yesterday. Here's what the Dolphins head coach had to say about Aaron going down.
I'm not gonna lie, that's you don't want to ever see that. You know, I think it's important for all teams that they're the best of their ability for the sake of the game and the product that we want to deliver on. But I also think that, you know, I did check. Someone also did tell me that they won the game. And I think there's a lot of players and coaches that I know on that team that, you know, all of their hopes and dreams as NFL players in an organization wasn't to hang out with and play with one guy. It was, and they still have a lot of players. And I promise you that the Miami Dolphins won't be a team that overlooks them because of anybody not being there. Granted, it is one of the greatest players to ever do it. And so that is supreme adversity, you know, and if I was a betting man, I think that team will find a way, but we shall see.
I'm sorry. It was all nice and everything.
Yeah.
But when he went to say the Miami Dolphins weren't gonna
not take them easily.
You played them 10 weeks from now. By that time,
you'll know.
You're not gonna you know who the quarterback is. You'll pretty much know who that team is. So you're not gonna take them lightly.
It was very polite lying.
Yeah, come on.
It was very polite lying. It's a great way of Mike McDaniel. Props to him for letting for letting the Jets down easy. And listen, like you said yesterday, Vlad, that's his friend. His friend is the head coach. And look, I'm sure they will compete. I don't think they'll get blown out of games. They got too much talent for that. It's just the ceiling this year was Super Bowl. Like everybody was like, "Oh, this is the Jets." You can believe it or not, but that's what the odds. Yeah. That's what the talk was. And you lose Aaron Rodgers. You lose Aaron Rodgers. Hey, look, maybe they'll have a respect.
No longer talk.
No, you can't. You can't take it seriously. You can't. It's and it also would be different if you knew the backup. Maybe if you knew you had a Brock Purdy in your back pocket, an unknown commodity. This guy's known. I mean, he's a known commodity, and the commodity is not good. The commodity is, well, maybe he learned something from Aaron Rodgers. I don't think so, dude. I don't think so. What did he get? 6 weeks? You know, what are you getting from 6 weeks? I barely know your middle name for 6 weeks.
6 months.
OTAs doesn't count. Running around in shorts.
Oh man, there's some slim pickings out there.
What are you looking at, dude? You've been really honed in.
I got to do my fantasy.
Oh,
and I had to drop 2 of my starters.
I was like, what is he?
Wait, you can't put them in IR?
Why?
That means you save a spot and then you can drop them afterwards, but you can add a player.
They're not going to play.
But you can add a player without having to lose a player.
I don't care.
Who's the best quarterback you see available right now?
Hold on, let me see.
Who do you got in that league?
All offense.
Baker? Shake and bake?
Okay.
What about
Daniel Jones will probably.
What about Jared Goff? Jared Goff put some numbers. Jared Goff available?
I'm looking for. I hit it Okay, wait, let me see. Here we go.
Yep.
Zach Wilson,
Oof.
Joshua Dobbs,
Ugh.
Terod Taylor.
Oh, aren't you in a 2-quarterback league?
Yeah.
Oh, that's why.
Wow. I'm sorry.
So I guess I'm gonna have to roll with Zach Wilson.
You're probably gonna have to go with Zach Wilson or Josh Dobbs, yeah, because Dobbs he's starting for the Cardinals.
Yeah.
Dobbs is playing the Giants. Zach Wilson's playing the Cowboys. I might take Dobbs.
I might take Dobbs. Yeah, you might have to go Dobbs on that one, dude. That's rough. Yeah.
So I'm done. Now
You're pretty cooked. Yeah, I would say you're
Now-
not in a good spot right now.
to be honest with you, now I'm just in the don't come last. Don't come in last.
Yeah, you got to scrap.
Yeah.
You got to scrap and get through. But like, first of all, didn't you just tell me the other day that you just learned it was a 2-quarterback league?
Yeah. So I didn't even play both my quarterbacks. I would have won.
Who's your other quarterback?
Matthew Stafford.
That's not too bad.
Right.
That's not too bad.
Wait, you have to start 2 quarterbacks in this league?
You don't have to, but you can.
It was a good thing you
It's
did
a
it.
quarterback, wide receiver, running back, or tight end.
Oh, so it's like a flex?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. That's not so bad.
So
Well, you're not so screwed then. Just use another position. If you have Matthew Stafford, you're just going to be screwed on the bye week.
yeah. So right now, here's my team. It's not terrible, right? I got Matthew Stafford,
Yep.
CeeDee Lamb,
Okay.
Garrett Wilson,
You're good.
Rashard Bateman,
Mhm.
Christian McCaffrey.
Oof. He's good.
Yeah. I took him second
Smart.
instead of all
That
of them.
run that he had. Oof, that was sick.
I got a 2-for-1 guy that makes catches and runs the ball. Then I got Donta Free Foreman,
Deontay Foreman?
Deontay. That's how you say that?
Yes, Deontay.
Come on, man.
Let's-
Do better with spelling your damn name. You ain't being creative.
You have a problem with
Why
the
are
way,
you getting mad at
Are
him?
you upset with the way his other named
his
his
fault.
their
Let
child?
me tell you something.
Hmm?
If you saw that, you go Donta. Look,
His mama named him Deontay. I'm gonna call him Deontay.
that ain't Deontay.
That's Dante.
Right. No, his name is Deontay.
Oh, you know what?
No, get out. Don't try. You already
I
screwed it up. You can't come. No.
I see it though. Deontay. I
So
get it.
wait, here we go. So I got Pat Freiermuth. Freiermuth.
He's decent. He's on the Steelers, right?
Yes. David Montgomery,
You're right.
Rashad Penny. And then my backups are Odell Beckham, Hayden Hurst, Damian Harris, Michael Gallup.
I think
Chase
you can avoid
Claypool.
last place, but you're gonna be a tough spot in that bye week for sure.
Yeah, because the only thing next to my players, all of my players say 13 next to them. So I'm gonna have 2 available players.
Was Mike? When we come back, was Mike McDaniel being insulting or nice to Bill Belichick? That's next.
It's time for our Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua. It's our Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Tonga Valoa. Not
Tua Tagovailoa.
A for effort. Dolphins quarterback.
Tua.
It's our Tua. It's our Tua.
Tua.
Tua, Tua, Tua. Tua, Tua, Tua. Can go to hell. Tua Tagovailoa. Dolphins quarterback.
Daddy loves you guys.
Our Tua with Tobin and Leroy.
Check the history of
Our Tua of the program, ladies and gentlemen. The radio equivalent to 466 yards passing. 466 is 466. What else needs to be said, Tua? What else needs to be said, dude? Let's get to some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Thursday night football tonight. Football is back.
Yep.
Vikings and Eagles tonight at 8:15. Amazon Prime.
I would have felt a little bit differently about this game if the Vikings would have beat Baker Mayfield. Now I think it's going to be a bloodbath.
Both, you think
Eagles didn't look that great Sunday
They did not
against
look
the
great.
Pats.
They did not look great.
But you cannot look great and win.
Mhm.
It's easier to fix things when you win. When you lose, people start pointing fingers,
Mhm.
right? And so, no.
Plus, there's a enemy unlike any other tonight for one Kirk Cousins.
Who?
Oh, prime time.
Prime time.
Uh,
Prime time Kirk Cousins.
is that is it prime time though?
Yeah, it is prime time.
It's Thursday night prime time.
Bro.
Yeah, dude. It's
Thursday night is prime time
If
now.
the sun sets,
He's like the
He
opposite.
turned it. He
yeah,
turned.
he's,
Yeah.
He's like
He's
the
donezo.
yeah,
Pumpkin.
He's like the opposite of a werewolf.
1 p.m. games, very good.
Balling. He
Oh,
balling.
Look at the numbers he put up. I mean,
Monster.
if you looked at the numbers he put up against the Buccaneers, 33 for 44 for 344.
Yep.
Did they ever go over that in quarterback? Like why he's not good at night?
I don't know. That's a good question.
I wonder. I don't know.
But he can't win at night.
He can't win at night.
Really?
Yeah.
I wonder if I ever had that.
Where you just weren't as good at night?
I don't know if there was a place. I don't know. The only place we struggled with when I was playing football, we couldn't beat Pittsburgh, but they were really good. I'm just trying to think, is there a time when I didn't play? Well, because keep in mind, man, when you play college in the Midwest, your games start at like 12 o'clock.
Big
No,
noon.
I'm going to say 11. No, 12 o'clock.
Big noon.
Yeah.
It's
So, like, yeah, it's a little, I don't know. I can't think, because you know what? I think it's a little different for a running back because you can get hit anywhere. So you better get your mind right.
Well, tonight, Eagles hosting the Vikings, Lincoln Financial Field. Philadelphia is a 6-point favorite tonight.
6-point favorite at home?
Yep.
That's shocking.
That is pretty low.
You think it should be more?
I think it
Yeah.
should be at least 6.5, maybe 7.5.
I don't know, man. I don't know. The
Right.
Eagles weren't very impressive last week.
But
I think it's gone down. Too.
Again, I'm gonna say this. It's really hard with as little football as everybody plays in the preseason
Mhm.
to go there this quick. You know what I mean?
It's one of the bigger spreads this weekend. The biggest favorites. This
Anybody
weekend.
playing Arizona?
The G-men.
Yes, the Giants, and the Giants are. It's a giant. They're a 5.5-point favorite.
Wait, so let me get this straight.
on the road.
Hold on. Hold up.
Hmm?
Let me get this straight.
Mhm.
A team, there's only one in all of the NFL who has not scored a point
Yep.
in this football season.
Yep.
Is favored over somebody by 5.5
On the road.
on the road.
Oh,
I
Trevor
need
from
to get- I
Miami
need to
said
get
they
that.
opened up.
Wow,
at
you're
8.5.
going-
I think I'm gonna go ahead.
It sounds like you got to take Josh Dobbs then.
Huh?
You got to take Josh Dobbs.
I did sign him. I don't know if I could add him. Did I add him? Joshua
if you
Dobbs.
don't have to, it sounds like you got better options if you got.
I don't, because here I can put him. Here's where I can put him. I can put him in place of Rashad Penny, who's the running back for
the
Philly.
Eagles.
For the Eagles, sorry, yeah, same thing. And I can use him as my other quarterback. Should I go quarterback? I should go quarterback over running back, right?
Who's your running backs?
Who's your yeah?
My running backs are Christian McCaffrey.
Not that quarterback.
Deonta, huh?
Not that quarterback.
Yeah. No, this is my. He said, "Who's my running backs?"
Oh,
I know you got McCaffrey, but you got
then
Foreman.
I got Deontay Foreman, who's and
he's just scoffing because of the
David
name.
Montgomery.
So you got both Bears running. Wait, you got a Bears running back and a Bills running back?
I got a Bears running back and a Chicago running back.
So you got two. So you handcuffed yourself with Bears running backs.
No, I just have one.
He did that last year with the Cardinals.
What do you mean?
You loved Cardinals last year. You took like a bunch of Cardinals. I didn't understand it. I was very confused by it.
I see. Here's how I do fantasy, and it's not necessarily the right way, but my thinking is pretty on point with this. I look at teams who are gonna struggle in certain areas, and they're gonna lean on certain guys, right? So you a team that's gonna be terrible, if they have a veteran quarterback, I'm gonna pick that looter in the riot. Because he's going to throw 50 times and always be down and get a lot of yards and stuff like that. So that's why I took Matthew Stafford.
Gotcha.
I haven't heard that in a long time. I'll pick that looter in a riot.
Yeah, right. So, and then the other thing is like my wide receivers. Like, Aaron Rodgers would have a great day with Garrett Wilson. Not Zach Wilson.
Garrett Wilson did catch that touchdown to himself, though.
Right.
Very impressive.
Then CeeDee Lamb.
He's good.
Right.
But Dak isn't.
Right. So see where I have number one guys, but there's always a caveat that makes my guy not as good. I didn't even play Odell Beckham.
Well, we don't know. Lamar didn't play it well.
Right. So that's where I am.
Who do they got this week?
They got the Bengals in an interesting game.
And I got like, and then my other guys, because it sucks. I had the second pick in the draft, and that's great for the first round. But sucks because you got to go how many picks before you get a pick again?
How many people in your draft?
What do we have?
In your league? 10? 12?
More than that, I think.
More than
12
that.
is the most, right?
Well,
we got the max.
Some people have 14, but 12 is the most.
I think it's either 12 or 14.
Yeesh.
So I go one pick, and then I got a snake all the way down to like the end of the second round.
Yeah, but you pick early in the third.
Yeah, but still. You have to understand that all of the certain players are gone.
Yeah, we've done a lot of talking about your fantasy team.
Yeah, it doesn't look like your fantasy
I
team
would like
now.
let's get to some more of
You're
Mike
also not
McDaniel.
selling anyone
Because he said something that I want to get to.
What were you so interested in?
So they were talking about the defense,
and
he said he talked to Fangio, and he said there was a lot of freelancing. Right?
Fangs said that, or Mike McDaniel said that?
That's what Fangs told Mike McDaniel.
Yeah.
Freelancing. And here's what I would say about that. Is that athletes are competitors, however you want to put it. So if you go to Christian Wilkins and say the reason why we ain't paying you this number is because you don't have the sacks, then what is he going to go out and do? Get more sacks. Now, you're asking him to play a position in this defense that's not going to get the numbers that he would get in the previous years because they were more active.
Okay.
You know, games and stunts and blitzes, stuff like that. So because you asked him to do something different, now his value is going to even decrease because of what you asked him to do, not because of how good he is.
You're assuming that it was Christian Wilkins who was freelancing?
I'm just saying. This is what I'm not saying it was him. I'm just using him as an example of why you have to take care of your guys.
Okay.
Because you're asking him to do something that's different. And he's not going to get the numbers at the end of the year. Now, when we see stats at the end of the year, we're not going to care that he played in a different defense. All we're going to look at is the numbers and say, oh, he didn't do as well as he did last year.
Yeah, but I mean, like, I would say Christian Wilkins isn't really a numbers guy anyway. Like, that's
but
kind
the
of
numbers
thing.
is why he's not getting paid.
No, the sacks aren't why he's not getting paid.
So, okay, so what if instead of him trying to do what he's supposed to do, he go out and try to get more sacks?
I don't know.
You're asking for it.
But do you feel like when you watch that game, did you feel like that was the case?
No, I think Christian Wilkins was being Christian Wilkins. Like, he's an active, energetic guy that's always going to be on the move and play all around the field. He's very mobile and athletic, and he does a lot of things. Okay, but if you don't reward him for that and you question, well, we can't pay you like this guy because of certain numbers, are you going to be mad at Christian Wilkins if he starts caring about the numbers more than what you see what I mean? So what I'm saying is the Dolphins are doing this to themselves.
I don't know, but you know who I didn't see in that game yesterday? Once again in his Dolphins career, who I'd like to, make an arrival at any point he'd like to, because he did get paid, is Bradley Chubb.
Yeah, that's weird, isn't it?
Where is he?
That's weird. I see that
because that's a Fangs guy.
Hey, I see that number 2 lined up outside. Now here's the crazy part: the outside guys get flexibility; they can do what they want. It's the inside guys that don't. So you pay Zach Sealer. So you ask Zach Sealer, just go up there and hold guys out. He'll be like, okay, cool. I got paid. But now say that to Christian Wilkins. And I'm not saying this is happening with Christian Wilkins. I'm just saying you are setting yourself up for things like this to happen because you don't take care of your guys.
Well, I would like it if I'm looking at the tackle totals from this last game, and I think it'd be nice if both of these safeties weren't the leading tackles this time around.
You need somebody on the inside. Ideally, you want all your linebackers to lead.
Yeah.
Right?
Both of the safeties. Holland,
and not have Austin Eckler just go crazy.
Holland and Deshaun Elliott led you. Then you had Jalen Phillips. Wilkins had 3 tackles. And we've seen him have big tackle games.
But again, it's tough, man. I wouldn't wish this on anybody, what Christian Wilkins is going through. It's a mental thing that you have to, okay, so here's what happens. You're asking him to be a team player and do what's asked of him. And then as soon as the season's over with, you're going to say, we can't pay you because your numbers dropped. It's a terrible spot to be in. You see what I mean? And you would hope that the team would understand what you're asking him to do and pay him.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't think that he's, first of all, I think it was just an all around bad defensive effort. I don't think it was just
now, keep in mind, I'm not saying Christian Wilkins is doing this. I'm saying as a player, right? If they tell me, right, hey, we'd love to give you some money, but you don't score that many touchdowns. So guess what I'm gonna try to do? Score more touchdowns.
Yeah, I get you.
But guess what? Instead of taking a 3 or 4 or 5 yard gain, I'm going to dance around and try to find and take it to the house.
No, I definitely
and then
get
you
that.
end up hurting yourself even more.
I definitely get that. I just think that, I do think that there is room for, hey, like they do have a good line. They do have a good backfield. I'd like to not see that bust right up the gut with the 50 yards like Austin Eckler had. That was embarrassing. But, if we're going to give teams this opportunity, I'm not giving them the whole damn year because I think of this as a defense with a lot of talent. So I would definitely like to see things tightened up because I do think that you're looking this week at a less explosive team and don't have as many weapons as the Chargers do. So they better do better this week.
I think they will. Because when you watch film and they'll point out from the standpoint of the team who's doing what, right? And when they do it in film, they don't do it to embarrass you, right? They do it to let you and your peers know who is the guy letting us down for whatever reason, right? I just think as an organization, as good of a player as Christian Wilkins has been, as much of a team guy as he's been and a leader, you really put him in a bad spot because now he's sacrificing so much more. Because if maybe, and again, I don't know if this is true, but I'm just saying, if I'm looking at it from if I was in Christian Wilkins' position, if you're asking him to do something totally different, right? And he may not get the numbers he got last year, are you then going to penalize him when it's time to negotiate a contract? Most teams will. And that's a tough spot to be in.
But again, that also depends on like what he's seeing. Like if he's seeing himself as a Chris Jones that should like reset the market or whatever he was looking for. We don't know what they offered.
I don't know.
That's the thing.
I talked to Omar. Nobody really knows because, here's what teams do, right? They may put the number out there, and I told you it was coming, and it came, we offered him, but it's not about the years, the number per year, it's the guarantees.
Yeah, I got you.
And so that's, I think, what they were fighting over. So, like, yeah, man, I just think he is an important piece. And I think that if they had taken care of him, then he'd feel much better not worrying about numbers and worrying about what his responsibilities are in defense. Not saying that he's not, okay, because I really don't know. And I'm a Christian Wilkins guy. I'm not putting him out there like that. But I know for me, if they came to me and said, we can't pay you because you don't do this, then as a competitor, I'm going to go on the field and try to do this. And really, they're asking me to do something different.
We'll take a quick break. Back with more to this.
WQAM.
All right. If you guys want to go to Dave & Buster's with your gift card, go to WQM's contest page on the website. Enter there. Go watch some college, some NFL. See, there's some trash talk heating up between this Colorado State coach. Why would he give Deion Sanders bulletin board material? Such a bad.
What did he say?
He said this guy Jay Norvell. He came out and he was doing his coach's show, and I guess he sat down with ESPN. I'll try and get you guys the sound of this. I don't have this on me, but it said, when I sat down and I talked to grownups, I take my hat and my glasses off. That's what my mother taught me. So taking a pot shot at old Deion because, Deion, primetime. Primetime's going to wear his glasses and his hat. That's what he does.
The one person not to talk trash to.
It's a bad idea. It's a bad idea. So, Jay Norvell, I don't know why you did that. We'll get back into that in just a second. But it is Jimmy Butler's birthday today. Happy 34th birthday to one Jimmy Buckets.
Birthday.
Did Shakira get him?
I don't know. We will get to JFig's investigation, by the way. That's coming up as well. But it is crazy. Jimmy Butler and the Miami Heat have broken the NBA. They have broken the NBA. So a couple reasons, JFig. A couple of people have come out here in the last 24 hours. And I put some thought into this whole star sitting rule that they came out with, which is really an embarrassing thing for the league if you think about it, right? Like we have to force and fine to make our regular season interesting for our TV games. But it's really the Miami Heat's fault because
why you say that?
They took a Molotov cocktail to the regular season. They basically, with what they just did this last season, have made the regular season more irrelevant than it ever has been. Because you had a team that basically, and it wasn't because stars were sitting, but they basically just showed you don't really need a good regular season.
You know what?
To go and have success in the playoffs.
Tobin, I think you nailed it. 2 of the final 4 teams were playing teams.
Yeah.
And you're right. The Heat did not. It wasn't like the Heat were like trying to like tank or anything.
The Heat had a lot of injuries. I think they had like more minutes missed than any other team this year. But I'm just talking about importance of regular season. That the Miami Heat have basically urinated all over the regular season and told you this really doesn't matter if you have the right guys. Some teams, you think
Lakers did the same thing.
Yeah, you think some teams, all right, you need the regular season, you like to go balls to the wall, all that type of stuff. Maybe that works out for you. But Adam Silver, this was him talking about the load management rules that they have now to basically make it so they don't have crap national TV games and the fans don't get screwed, which is a noble cause. It's an embarrassing thing the NBA has to do this. But the Miami Heat have kind of broken the NBA with what they did in the playoffs last year. Here's the commish.
The message to our teams and players is not that rest is never appropriate. I think, at least in the first instance, in terms of policy, we're trying to deal with some of the most egregious examples where multiple star players, for example, healthy, all out on the same night, healthy. And I think we're letting down the fans, we're letting down our partners by doing that.
So there you go. He is, trying to do it so they can keep multiple star players out from resting. Now, I guess
his fault, though.
It is his fault. Well, that's the other thing that I want to get to with him because he's a liar.
Absolutely.
He's a liar because this Adam Silver comes out here and yesterday is asked about trade demands, which, look, dude, this whole league is when it's because their regular season kind of sucks. I love it. I'm a rarity. I watch, and Leroy makes fun of me because Leroy will be like, I don't care about the NBA until January. I will live and die with every single game. I will care about Heat Pistons the way I care about it in the playoffs. Like I'll be out of, I was getting nutty over losses to the Hornets last year, which seems stupid at this point. Jimmy Butler loses to the Magic. He's playing Nickelback in the locker room afterwards. Like I need to get a grip on myself. I understand that. But this guy, because people don't talk about the games and because people don't talk about action in this league, what people like to talk about is new players going to new places. So this Adam Silver yesterday, he's asked about the Damian Lillard trade request. And listen to this guy lie through his teeth, say, oh, I don't like it.
In terms of trade demands, of course, don't like them. As a league, want players and teams to honor their contracts. And I'm watching both the situation in Portland and Philadelphia and hope they get worked out to the satisfaction of everyone before the season starts. And I'm glad that things seem to have settled down somewhat, at least in terms of public discourse.
Liar! Liar, dude. You don't like trade demands? This league, that's all they traffic in is trade demands. That's all anybody talks about. Trade demands. Where's somebody gonna go? I bet you ask if you tune into NBA Today later, what are they gonna be talking about? You hear what Giannis said? You hear what Giannis said? Where's he gonna go? Giannis is rats off a ship in Milwaukee.
Here's the great thing about the NBA. When they're irrelevant, when football's going on and there's no basketball or baseball or whatever's going on, World Cup, the Pinks, whatever's going on. If they go, somebody's disgruntled and wants out, we will stop.
Excuse me?
You come in every day. Leroy.
Yeah.
Guess who's making a stink?
And you want to know who loves it? You want to know who loves it the most?
NBA.
Adam Silver in the NBA. That's who loves it the most.
That's the only time you're relevant in the offseason.
You guys are sitting here. No, I don't want to hear about Team
The draft
USA
and trades.
Your play-in tournament. You know what you should have? You should have a player up for grabs tournament. That's what you should have. Winner of this tournament gets Karl Anthony Towns. That's what you should do. You should do all-star up for grabs. He gets to go to a team, and you get to have him for the rest of the year. That's really what the NBA would want to do, for honest with it. But you don't like, it seems like the situation.
Sergey says, they're okay if somebody wants to go to Boston or the Lakers.
They love it. And the other thing is, well, I'm glad it's seemed to calm down. Yeah, you forced Damian Lillard to not talk. You put a gag order on him, dude. I just think it's embarrassing.
I don't think Dame would talk anyway.
I think he would.
You think he would?
I think
by now.
I think he would have. I think he would have at least addressed.
Because guess what?
I think he would have
still getting out there.
I think he would have at least addressed the GM.
No, if he talked, it would if he talked, because he doesn't talk. The fact that he did, it would make waves.
Right.
Yeah.
So then if
he didn't talk even beforehand.
Right. But if he did, it would make waves.
You know what sucks about that though? Because, and this is what I hate about just life in general. Dame has been a stand-up guy through this. All his conversations that he's had and what he said and what he's talked about has only been with the Portland Trail Blazers. He would never go out there and discuss anything with anybody. And they use that as a sign of weakness and go out and just start running their mouths and what have you. And I think you're playing a dangerous game because you got a good dude that's trying to do things right.
Mm.
And you're trying to use that as a weakness. So now the rumor came out, last week? That he report nowhere but to Miami. So make it work, Cronin.
It's interesting, man.
But it shouldn't have to be that way because, listen, before the draft, they had a conversation.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, dude, I am old as hell, right? I'm getting to the back nine of my career. I would like to win a championship.
Yep.
Do not build a team around me of a whole bunch of 19 and 20-year-olds, or else I'm going to ask out. They knew the parameters. They should understand that as them being a 30-plus-year-old player who wants to win a championship. And they didn't even blink.
Well, let's get to this. So part 2 of the Miami Heat breaking the NBA. Adam Silver having to make up rules to make up the regular season means something, even though the Miami Heat just proved it didn't. Giannis was on this 48 minutes podcast, believe. And Giannis basically has you interpret it how you want to interpret it, Leroy, but this to me, this is waving up the white flag in Milwaukee because Jimmy Butler broke him.
As long as we play and we approach the game every single day the right way and we all sacrifice for a common goal, I can see myself being in Milwaukee Bucks for the rest of my career. But the moment I feel like people are not committed as I am to get that golden thing in the back, I am not. I'm a Milwaukee Buck. But most importantly, I'm a winner. I want to win. And I have to do whatever it takes for me to win. And if there's a better situation for me to win the Larry O'Brien, I have to take that better situation.
Let me tell you what that is.
Wow.
In the words of one Brendan Tobin, Milwaukee, you're on notice.
You're on notice, dude. And you want to know who put him on notice? Jimmy Butler.
At 56, huh?
Jimmy Butler just went in there over this series, and Giannis is like, whew, my team kind of got cooked. My team got gentlemen swept, title favorites. Gentlemen swept in the first round.
Yep.
And his team, first of all, you know, he got injured in that. They couldn't hold it without him, couldn't hold the fort without him. And then he goes out there, and then he's in the series. They still beat him.
May we take a time out here?
Yeah, sure.
Why is my tag Tobin's always right?
You never knew that? The whole show, 90 minutes into the show, I've been looking at you. I'm like, yo, is this guy going to realize this?
Oh, pay attention.
Remember when you were doing weather?
Uh-huh.
Someone sat on your computer.
Hey, look at this.
Whoa!
I've got a friend.
What's going on here?
I don't know.
Should I go take him out?
No, don't take him out.
Wait.
Wow.
Is the pelican? Not the pelican.
Hey, peacock? Is the
Peacock.
peacock here?
It's the peacock here.
Wow.
No, that's
Leroy.
Live on Twitch.
Go
the
in there, go in
the
there.
Marlins. That's
Hey.
Pepito?
Pepito's here, man.
Pepito's here? Hello, Pepito. Hey, Pepito. How are you, man? Hey, how come did that peacock cause mischief again during the races? There you go. Pepito.
Leroy's scared right now. Look,
Pepito from the
Leroy
Marlins.
don't look like a Pepito peacock.
Pepito's uncomfortable.
Hey,
Leroy's.
I would I would tell you, be careful. Be careful, best.
With me.
Yeah.
Please.
Yeah.
Food's a
She's off a
bird.
couple of birds.
That's right. Look.
Tread
Oh,
lightly,
no!
Pepito. Tread lightly, Pepito.
Oh, no!
Tread lightly, Pepito.
It's the end.
Careful.
It is the end.
There you
It is
go.
the end.
Wow.
Oh.
Hey,
Hey, Pepito, don't drop right
that's
now.
the nicest smelling bird I've ever been around.
Wow.
He is. He
It's a
smells
fairly,
good.
It's a fairly new mascot.
Pause.
Hey, Pepito. Hello.
Oh yeah, so they haven't had a chance to get all
Yeah,
that.
he hasn't had all
Yeah.
that sweat in there. It's
Not
only
like
been
when
half
you
a
did the
season.
kangaroo.
That's right. Oh, my God. What are you doing here,
You're
Pepito?
also next to the mascot.
You're here. He's from the Marlins races. There you go. Checking it
Yep.
on out. He's doing it. Good luck in your next race, Pepito.
Yes.
Hopefully he wins his race and the Marlins win the wild card race.
Yep.
There you go.
Nice meeting you, Pepito.
We'll take a quick break. Back with more after this. Welcome back, everybody. Tobin and Leroy here with you. Taking you up until 2. Kane's back on the field today. 7:30 is your kickoff. Our pregame gets going at 3:30. Danny Rabinowitz and Brian Monroe will get you going.
Do you realize that all of the stars, most of the stars are over 35?
Most of the stars
like
over
the guys who,
35?
except AD. Well, AD is like, you can't get mad at AD. He ain't took a.
I don't think most of the stars are 35. It's just LeBron, right?
It's only LeBron.
No, LeBron. How old is Dame?
Dame's 33.
Jimmy's 34.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think LeBron, but they're getting there.
They're getting
They're
there.
getting there, just not there yet.
Right.
KD, I think, is still 34. I think KD's
Right.
34. So not there yet, dude. But Fangs has been at the podium. And Fangs, according to Barry Jackson, in ongoing press conference, Fangio being hard on himself for the run defense against the Chargers. Quote, I didn't have the guys ready to play the game they're capable of playing. I didn't do a good job of preparing them for the run game. He said the bottom line was, quote, it was good enough to win a shootout, but not good enough to win a lot of games. Fangs stepping up, taking accountability. That's what Fangs does, dude. The old love accountability.
But listen, I'm going to tell you like this.
Hmm?
Take it from somebody who knows. When a coach takes responsibility like that, all hell's going to break loose behind closed doors.
Do you want to hear Mike McDaniel on Bill Belichick?
Yeah.
All right. So Mike McDaniel, whippersnapper in the coaching game as a head coach. Bill Belichick been doing it a while. He had a couple points yesterday on his respect for the Patriots head coach going into this week 2 matchup.
It is amazing to me, and I hope one day I could even sniff this. It's amazing that the orchestration of the defense is so consistent, so fundamentally consistent and sound. The strain, very, very detailed, and the leader of the ship was on at the same job when we were all like, what's an iPod? Like, that's so, I mean, it is not, and the coolest part about what they do is it's not because they're entitled, because they are, it's because they work at stuff. You can really see it. And they have very strong and consistent technique and fundamentals that you can tell that from the top down, and all the coaches on the defensive side, that it's non-negotiable.
Non-negotiable. Keeps it going. Here's a little bit more of McCoachin on Bill Belichick.
They are unique in what they do, and that's a testament to, from an X's and O's standpoint, one of the I don't know, founding fathers of this generation of football. So it's pretty cool to watch. Great challenge, and that's what you want. You want to be challenged week in, week out with different things, because again, you're preparing to try to be the best version of yourself against the best teams when it matters most.
Damn, called him old.
He is old.
Called him old as hell, though.
Think about this.
Founding father?
Wait, think about this.
That's old.
Wait,
that's a little bit much.
Bill Belichick
That's a little
came
bit
into the
much.
league as a head coach younger than Mike McDaniel.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, and he's been coaching before that.
Yeah, he was a coordinator.
Yes. So you go from 36 or 37 to now. That's a long time. He's been a head coach a long time.
Founding father, though, that's a little bit much for Mike McDaniel. He's taking these, I know.
He was, what's funny?
Calling him Lombardi.
He's one of the few coaches that was considered a guru when he was a coordinator, and still people treat him that way because of what he does defensively. with all of his teams.
Yeah, always know take away your best weapon.
Right. That's the crazy thing is that usually head coaches who become head coaches from being a coordinator, whatever, they usually have to relinquish that power or whatever because they have so much more to do.
Right.
He's always been that guy who's been pulling the strings defensively. I would say this. Here's what I think. Bill Belichick is not going to take a player away. He's going to take an area of the field away. And I think he's going to do whatever he can to keep bodies in the middle of the field. Right? That's what he's going to do.
I mean, that's essentially what LA tried to do last year.
Right.
It's not
they just sat everybody in between the numbers.
But,
No, I'm not saying it's going to work.
Good luck.
I'm not saying it's going to work. But if the Chargers would have taken away the middle of the field, you take almost 100, 150 yards worth of passing away from Tua.
Well, Tua lives there. That's where he lives. But he also, you don't think anybody else has had this genius notion to take away the middle of the field from him? He's he's got.
Here's what they do.
Try and do it, but here's the thing that's like you say, he's a cat burglar.
Here's what they do, though. Here's what the Dolphins do to counteract that. Who's going to be in the middle and where they're going to come from, right? And that's the trick. That's the trick where you determine where the defense is going to be instead of the defense determining what they're going to take away from you. Because the great thing about defense, you know how they say quarterback, if you look the wrong way or you're looking at the wrong stuff, you can't be productive. Well, the same thing goes for defense. Because we have plays where a guy will run a route or a guy will go in motion, and we call it eye candy. Because we know the defense is going to react to it, but it really doesn't mean anything. Now you got to determine as a defense which part of this play means something and which part is a decoy. Now, send that all in and think one side you got Jalen Waddle, the other side you got Tyreek Hill. Now figure that out at the speed at which they're going. Right? Look the wrong way. Here comes Tyreek across the middle.
Best thing in the sport right now.
Right. Tyreek's going deep. Oh, no, Jalen Waddle's coming across the middle. Now you got Durham Smythe that you're just dumping balls to, and he's getting 4 or 5 catches. That's not counting. They haven't really run any screens yet.
No.
What if they start running screens with all those guys? Oh, here comes a guy in motion over the back. The Dolphins run an offense where it's very unique, even the motion that they run, right? Very rarely, most of the time when you run same side motion, it's the outside guy coming in. Very rarely do you have a guy inside going out. It just, even as an offensive player, it
just looks
weird.
like chaos when he's
right.
When you just see him in there.
But if it looks like chaos, and that's the way the defense looks at it, you have them right where you want them. Because it's not chaos to you, right? You do a lot of these things so it becomes clear for your team and for your quarterback to know what the reads are and what they have to do. And a lot of times when it gets too cluttered and too confusing, the defense will back out and go base defense.
Here is Tua. This is Tua Tagovailoa on that bum who used to be his water boy, Mac Jones. Another match.
I know that Mac's a competitor. I know that he's going to want to make things right. So it's a no-brainer for me that regardless of the outside talk, that he's going to be himself, that he's going to go out there and do all he can to help his team win. But yeah, Bama on Bama. That's what happened last week with Jalen and Mac, and then Mac's got to go again, Bama on Bama. So, we'll see. It'll be fun.
We should have dubbed last week Tua's backup bowl.
Oh, Herbert.
No.
Hurts versus Mac Jones.
Yeah.
Oh, that was. You're right. Week 1.
Yep.
Mac Jones.
God. Good luck, Mac.
They're still selling that. I can't believe it.
I'm telling you, his ceiling's just as high as Tua's.
Right here. Like
you just give him the weapons.
He'll be as good.
He'll be that.
That's Boston Tobin.
What?
Yeah.
Oh, get out of here, dude.
Really?
Point.
I don't like that.
I don't like that. I love the way, but I love the way.
I don't like that.
Let me tell you something. You're my boy.
I'm right.
I
though.
love the way you say things about other people making comments in their city.
I don't like that.
And you basically do the same thing
I don't
here.
do the same thing.
You do.
No, I call it like I see it. And when it's right, I say the thing that's right. When it's wrong, I won't say something ridiculous. Give me the most ludicrous thing I said. What have I said?
Jacket.
What have I said that's so crazy?
Wait.
Even the stop clock is right twice a day.
Okay, dude. You know, for a clock, you might as well put me in there. I'm right all the time. All the time, dude. I don't know how many time zones I must be hitting then. Because it seems like I'm on time a lot.
Shut up, because we were in a place you didn't even know about time zones.
I was unaware that Dallas was Central Time. It really threw me off.
Wait, JFig, I was looking at this guy and he was so dumbfounded at the time. Like we literally sat in the middle of the Dallas airport about to fight because he was confused about the time. Hey, what? Why? Like, dude, let's go.
But dude, I'm not the same as Boston.
You
so don't say
are.
that. No, I'm not.
You are.
I'm not.
You are.
They're sitting here and they have the audacity to say that Mac Jones has a higher ceiling than Tua. When nobody in the history of football of any level has ever thought that Mac Jones. If he did, Mac Jones would play in front of Tua.
Correct. And here's the other thing. And this is what I hate, right? And I say this to people. You realize that if everybody thought Mac Jones could excel in this position, they would have drafted Mac Jones. Right? Like that's just like, oh, he's perfect for our system. He's perfect for this. He's perfect for that.
Kyle Shanahan did.
Mac Jones wasn't even a thought ever in Miami. Ever. In fact, most people thought he was going to get drafted in the second round.
People were stunned.
Right.
Like what Vlad's talking about with that whole thing, like the 49ers were basically embarrassed out of not taking him, reportedly. Like they wanted Mac Jones, and then they're like, really? We're going to trade up for Mac Jones?
John Lynch didn't want him. That's what it was.
Yeah, remember he was supposed to be the second pick, right?
That was the thought.
The third pick.
He might have worked out better than what they had.
No, that's the problem.
I mean, like, tough to work out worse.
Right.
Tough to work out worse.
But I mean, yeah, it's we always assume one of the things that I've always been grateful for, right? Throughout my career, high school, college, the NFL, I never had to play a different style of football other than I had played my whole life. And people take that for granted, but it actually worked out great for me because I just could be me, right? However I played football, I could just go. I didn't have to try to do something I couldn't do. I didn't have to try to just go be you. Well, we live in a world now where fans and analysts will say, just imagine if we had this guy. Or they say, hey, what if Mac Jones was in Miami and Tua was in Boston?
What a nightmare.
We would be saying the same things about Mac right now.
Imagine if the Patriots,
no, you wouldn't, because of this reason.
If Tua was in,
Tua has always been accurate.
Let me tell you something right now. If Tua was in New England right now, it would be another decade of dominance from New England. Thank God he's not in New England. Thank God he's not in New England. If you told Bill Belichick today you could do it, how fast does he make that trade?
I don't think Tua and Belichick would work together.
Why?
Because Brian Flores and Tua didn't work together. And Flores is a Belichick ripoff.
Curmudgeon potato.
Exactly. But here's the deal. Here's what I would say.
Josh McDaniels there with Tua.
Here's what I would say about Bill Belichick, right? You may think he's a curmudgeon. You may think this and you may think that. But if there's some talent there, he'll make it work. Right? He ain't one of them guys that's going to try to make a square peg fit in a round hole. Right? He's gonna use that talent and bring the most out of that talent.
They're about to get Deion's reaction to this whole controversy from old Jay Norvell because Deion's about to be on First Take.
What did Jay Norvell say?
I'll play the sound when we come back. He took pot shots. Took pot shots at Deion, basically telling him to take his hat and glasses off when he goes and does media.
Who is he?
He's the Colorado State head coach.
Exactly. Who's he?
Yeah.
Dude, Deion has more football in his pinky than you have in your life. No, that's a fact.
No, it's a fact. It's prime time. Take a break. Back after this. And if you guys want to come watch the show in studio, we're giving you that chance thanks to our friends over at the Miami Media School. You guys go to WQM's website, go to the contest page, and you go there and you enter into the contest. And you guys could come watch this show, take part in the silly sauce, shenanigans, the show poniness, and we'd love to have you. So go on over to WQAM's contest page and enter in the contest. And you guys could win a trip here to the studio to come see us, get a WQAM swag bag as well.
What's in a swag bag?
Oh, dude. So much swag. Basically, you just open it up and the University of Miami pops out. Like, that's how much swag is in there. So check it on out. And by the way, Miami Media School, they will get you ready, give you all the skills, advantages, and insights you need to become a sports broadcaster. Visit beonair.com for more information. And check it on out. I don't know where Leroy is. You know, there's a lot of people in the building because it's always it's 50-50 that he's going to be back on time. Like, and I would say, what are we at? We're at 6 segments for today. I'd say he's been late for 4 of them.
Absolutely.
He's been late.
Last segment.
Actually, last segment, he was sitting here with me.
No. Oh, you're right. 2 segments ago.
Yep.
Nobody heard it. And I was going to mention it, but you guys got into such a riveting conversation. I didn't mention anything.
Yeah.
But he ran in like he's doing right now, and he was out of breath.
I don't know what he's doing.
He was so out
Are you
of breath.
hobnobbing today? What's going on?
He was.
Who?
Wait, what?
Oh. All right.
Oh, boss lady.
Well, if the boss is going to say, get your ear.
Yeah.
What were you guys talking about? Anything fun?
None, just chit-chatting. You know, she's only here once every now and then.
I know, yeah. She lives in another part of the state.
Right. So it's always fun. One of the few people, it's really fun talking to her.
The old dude lose track of time.
They
That's
do.
what RV Richie said it. And it's true. The old dude lose track of time.
No, the old also understand what the boss means.
Oh, we all know
For
that.
sure.
Right.
Let's get into some headlines brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
All right, speaking of trucks.
What about them?
Tua Tagovailoa is adorable. Seems like a great guy.
Uh-huh.
But he may have pulled an oopsie-doo no.
What's that?
He said yesterday, I'm going to let him explain what happened to one of his teammates. And you tell me if Tua had a faux pas here. Here was Tua on what happened to his boy. Because they were asking that, what was it like having Terron Armstead back at practice today? Terron Armstead limited in practice. Here's what Tua had to say.
Oh, it was really good. It was really good. See someone like Terron. I don't know if anyone was driving here early in the morning, but Terron had his car broken down. And I think I'm a bad teammate because I passed him and I didn't come back. Yeah, I did. But like I wasn't gonna pull off to the shoulder and just reverse and be like, "Yo, Terron, I'm coming to get you." But yeah, I seen him, but it was like one of those things. I seen him, but I wasn't sure if it was him. And then I didn't know what he drove to, so it was one of those things where I was just like, "Hey, Drew, I think that was Terron on the side." He's like, "Oh yeah, that was him." I was like, "Well, I'm here already. I can't go back." So yeah, but it's good to have him back.
Hold up.
Go ahead, Leroy. Go ahead, Leroy.
First of all, Tua, you do not tell that story if it didn't end up with you picking Terron up. You just don't tell the story. You don't tell the story. Second of all, you didn't laugh it off while your left tackle is sitting on the side of the road. Then you try to say, I didn't know it was him. I wasn't sure. And then who the hell's Drew?
I don't know.
Right.
I don't know who Drew is.
So Drew might be a stuffed animal or something. Like, if all I know is he got somebody like Pepito sitting next to him. Drew, like his imaginary
It would be
friend.
pretty hilarious though if like right there by the stadium off to the like you just see Tua Tagovailoa trying to help give Terron Armstead.
Right. You got a twofer.
crazy.
It's like, somebody stop it. Can I get a picture? Hey, you see me under here trying to fix this tire, dude?
Well, I don't know. I mean, I don't know how much Tua knows about cars.
Nothing. Dude,
You don't know that.
I know that.
I'm going to go ahead and...
Do you think Tua knows how to change a tire?
Oh, no, I know
I
how
would
to
hope
change
so.
tires. I know how to change tires.
Don't they have numbers?
Because here, let me tell you, here's the thing. Here's why I know how to change tires. right? Because we had the same car passed down for generations. And it may or may not have worked, but you had directions on what to tweak to get it to work.
Oh, yeah.
So I always had to get,
bang on.
So, and we called it the Green Lizard, right? It was like a 4-door, just green car. And my grandparents had it. Then my mom had it. Then my uncle had it. And then I was in high school when I finally got my license. They let me drive it a couple of times. I quit driving it because it always broke down. Right. But yeah, so I know how to the basic stuff. Right. I know how to change a tire. You know, I can go ahead and get some oil. If I had to jack a car up, I might be able to change some oil because I know where it is. Right. But other than that, no. That's it. Change tire, check the battery. If something's wrong with the battery, fidget with the battery and lift it up, make sure everything's clean. Just basic stuff.
I would pull over to the side of the road for you, dude. If I saw you, I would stop. I would stop
too.
You bailed me out of a parking lot once. My battery died.
So
I was at a Chipotle.
No, so this is when. Wait, keep in mind, this is what this dude used to do. We used to do 1 to 4, right? Then we started doing 12 to 4, but we did 1 to 4.
No, we used to do 1 to 3. Then we did
1
to
to 3.
4.
But he used to
produce the morning show.
Produce the morning show, go get lunch, and then come back and we do our show. So one time he goes, "Hey man, you there?" I'm like, "Well, yeah, I'm there. Can you come get me? Where are you?" "I'm by the payway, right there."
Love that payway Chipotle connection in Aventura.
Right.
If I didn't want payway one day, go to Chipotle the next day. It was a great one. But yeah, my battery died. But Leroy came and saved me.
Always next to each other too.
Always next to each other. But Leroy came and saved me.
Yeah,
that's nice.
Tua does, and Stuntsy's right. He has a Gogi level of honesty. You like, there's really no filter with Tua.
He says, "I got to tell you," but you notice he was chuckling. I don't know, listen.
Like, you think Terron gets in there and goes, "Hey, man."
Yes, because he's this left tackle that's been battling injury for 10 years. So the last thing you want to do is be standing on the side of the road.
Well, I'd call everybody out.
Oh, my goodness. Look, he probably take – now, how close were they to the –
I don't know.
I want to know this. Don't you guys have each other's numbers?
Yeah.
So why couldn't he give him a call and say, "Hey,
I don't know.
Was that you?
Was that you?" And then therefore, I was like, "All right, I can't turn back, but I'm going to get somebody to come help you."
Maybe Robert Hunt is behind me somewhere. Hey,
Right.
Rob, I think Terron's there. Can you pick him up?
We all have that one person, right? that you hope that's not them. But that's your only means of getting help. Like, yeah.
Tua's like, "Yeah, I think that was Terron. That's a shame."
No, or what do you say? I think that was Eichenberg. Dude gave up 3 sacks. Pull off, right?
What if it was Sanders?
Huh?
Sanders.
Oh.
Dade South says the last thing we need is our star QB getting hit by a crazy Miami driver on the side of the road.
Oh my goodness, that's true.
Okay, you're right.
People do not know how to drive.
It would cause a
Dude, I literally
remember that time where Tyler Hero was in Wynwood and a girl crashed her car because everybody was stopping to get pictures.
Yes.
If Tua were to stop in the middle of the road, it really would cause a
No,
ruckus.
you know why it wouldn't? Because when he came to the golf course, right? He was golfing there, and I knew who it was. But the reason why it threw a lot of people off is for this reason. He was golfing right-handed.
Yeah, but like,
I think it's different.
Unless he had like a hoodie and a hat on, I think Tua can go incognito. No, I'm talking about like on the side of the road though.
Well, it was probably early in the morning and dark.
That's fair.
So let me ask you this:
What's up?
Well, who would cause more hysteria, Tua or Messi helping somebody on the side of the road?
Oh my goodness,
Bro.
Messi!
I've seen Messi. Did you see this video one time of Messi getting out of a Flanagan's? It was crazy. It was like all of the soccer contingent had come down and be like, "Messi just got a green cup. Let's go." And everybody was outside. Everybody was outside that Flanagan's. I think it was a Flanagan's.
No, you get a point for that. That's funny. He got a green cup. That's a big thing when you go to Flanagan's.
Oh, dude.
You got to leave with a green cup.
Everybody's got a green cup.
Think about this. You can get got at any point in time. Because somebody told you, who was it that they said, "Oh, Kawhi."
I got. That was Drew Starr's fault.
Right. You saw a brother with some cornrows and you thought it was
No,
Kawhi?
Drew Starr put who's now become Heat Twitter aggregator emeritus. He goes out there and he gets us all the news. He basically does our job for us to let us know what are people saying about Damian Lillard or any Heat fodder. I mean, really, in a lot of ways, Drew Starr he's Heat Twitter godfather. That's what he is. He goes and he just finds his fodder. But he used to like Photoshop stuff as and I genuinely thought that my dumbass thought that Kawhi was at a Chipotle in Aventura. I thought he was at my Chipotle. I was wrong.
Did you get Chipotle after that?
Of course.
Hold on. You think Kawhi is eating Chipotle?
Yes.
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 Very bland though.
Just like
brown rice
chicken?
and
Not that
steak.
much extra
Yeah.
stuff on it. Yeah.
Maybe a dab of sour cream.
I don't like Chipotle.
It's shocking.
You know I don't like that.
Can I bring you in a burrito one day and you just
No.
like all right.
Because
Or at
here,
least a bowl.
can I just say
Maybe a
this?
bowl.
Let me tell you why I don't like it. Because I'm not a fan of rice. You have to understand, I eat rice, but not, growing up, rice was a cutting agent. So poor people ate a lot of rice because it could stretch food. So that's why I don't really eat rice, right? I'm like, no, I want meat.
I understand.
So when I go to Chipotle, if I get a burrito
Well, you can't
and you take out the
you
rice,
can't.
then you got nothing.
That's called a
You can have a bowl without
that's
the
called a
rice.
pita. You can't
It's
do
still
that.
it's still nothing. My bowl looks empty.
You can't have a bowl or a burrito without
Right.
rice.
So where does that leave me?
That's like a falafel.
If you don't eat rice, right, and you don't like rice, Chipotle ain't your place.
Dade South says that Zach Sealer could tow Armstead's car by himself. No tow truck.
Right, because he probably got a truck with a dually on the
Definitely.
back. The four wheels in the back
Love
and a
those.
hitch.
You
Really?
think? What do you think? What do you
My
think?
dad, I learned how to drive on my dad's dually.
What do you think that Zach Sealer's interior is like? Is it gator skin?
No,
Gator skin.
I bet you he had no. I
would
my buddy
say
Steve
it's
Everett,
brown,
right?
Brown leather.
Steve Everett, he bought a used Bronco, right? Big white Bronco, looked like OJ's, and put $30,000 of equipment inside of it.
And the AC.
So that every time he pulled up,
Speak-
it sounded like a metal concert.
Speaking of juice, I'm not gonna say what he said on the air, but did you see what did you see what you said about the Aaron Rodgers injury?
Wait, it is what it is on the camera
No.
podcast?
Did you see?
No,
Did you? Yeah.
I
Did
didn't.
you see what he said?
Yeah.
No.
I'm gonna show you during the break.
Is he unaware again?
It's juice.
Uh,
Take a break. Back after this. 50 minutes of game day, uncensored here with you. Tobin and Leroy taking you up until 2. Miami Dolphins are back on the practice field today, getting ready for the New England Patriots. You got a little Thursday night football tonight. Canes are taking on Bethune-Cookman. Want to see a good performance today. Was really impressed with Tyler Van Dyke this last game, man. He looked all the way back. Just had a nice touch on the ball. Looks like he's got some weapons now, Leroy. Yep. Like you've watched these first couple of games. I know you've been impressed with the discipline, but do you look at a Canes team that you think has a lot more physical talent as well? I think that line looks mauling. Like they look.
Two things. The offensive line is dominant. So if things get tough on the outside, I always feel they can go big boy football on them, right? So remember last year when you said they scored 70, but they didn't get 4th and 1 against Bethune?
That wasn't last year. That was 3 years ago.
3 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
And it haunted them all year? We ain't got that situation no more.
No.
Because they got some maulers up front. And you best believe when they get inside.
That Maui Noah?
When they get inside the 5 right now, Mario Cristobal will make it a point that we're running it in.
That Maui Noah, that dude, mauler. True freshman?
Woo! Right.
Big boy.
Right. So,
I don't care that he's like one of the ones that he's got a couple penalties, but like he's like one of the the young bucks.
Mauling penalties.
Mauling penalties. I like that kid, man. He's gonna be he is so scary.
The thing that I'm mostly impressed with is the jump that some of these guys have made in the offseason. One, who's the young? What's the wide receiver?
Kobe Young.
Yeah. They say he came back as a new person.
Oh, I know, dude. He's very impressive.
That right there shows you, one, Mario Cristobal and the coaching staff is getting a message to them what is needed to win, what you need to do, and the commitment you need to make to win. The other thing is it's showing up on the field, so the kids are getting positive feedback, and it just grows and grows and grows. You know, it's easy for a coach to tell you something, but when you can put on film and see all these things coming true, now it just makes you work harder. So I just want to see him take that next step. There's probably a little more speed than we thought. Restrepo, like, say what you want.
Badass.
If they would have had Restrepo last year, all year, this season would have been different. Because he is the one guy that's dependable.
He's dependable, and he's just a badass. Like, he'll take it ahead, keep going.
Right.
And I just think that I think you've just seen the trailer. Like, you're giving the time to TVD. He's finding guys like we haven't seen that guy since a couple years ago. Like, that guy wasn't there at all the guy we had last year, I hadn't seen that at all with what we saw last week. That guy wasn't existent last year. Right. That's the guy that kind of burst on the scene that got all that hype. So, man, it is an exciting thing. You know, I'm still trying to keep my hype measured. No, I'm not at Canesboro level yet.
Here's how you temper your enthusiasm, right? You go, I don't care what happens this week. They're better than this team. I want them to play better than that. And I don't want them to fall into the trap of, oh, it's just going to be an easy win. I want to see this team get better every week. And the way you see them get better is it doesn't matter who we playing. We're going to do what we need to do to improve. And when you start seeing that, that's when you know you have a good football team, right? So when we get to the 3rd and 4th quarter and TVD and all those guys on the sideline and the next crew come in, you're going to be able to see, okay, we have set the tone of how we're going to play football here at Miami. Let's see whether these young guys
I just want to keep gearing up to when they get to that road game against North Carolina. I think they got a shot.
They're bugaboos. North Carolina, Florida State. By the way, let's be clear. Okay? Let's be real clear. You owe Florida State something.
For sure. That was embarrassing.
That was in your own house.
I know.
Okay?
I know.
Ohio State is dealing with the same thing.
But it's one of those where, like,
up in Michigan, Ohio State's dealing with the same thing. You've been getting big boyed for the last couple of years.
I think it's one of those things where, like, I'm glad the Florida State matchup's coming when it's coming, because I do think that gives them time. Like, and it feels like there are tests that are going to happen along the way that are gradual. Like, okay, they definitely had to step up last week.
One of the biggest tests that they passed this year. It's only 2 games, which we had questions all before now for a very long time, is their resiliency and their fight. The way that game started, any team before this year would have got blown out, right? And they didn't. They stayed with it. They fought through it. And they ended up winning the game.
Oh yeah, even like just Jacoby George in general, like muffing the punt and then getting 3 touchdowns. Like
right.
It was a huge. Stun Steve says that Josh Gaddis is a war criminal for what he did to TVD last year. Where is he now? Is he with his brother?
Sergey, I was going to say the same thing, but I didn't want to. I don't think I can say it.
I can say it. Josh Gaddis
equals Barrios.
Who?
Restrepo equals Barrios.
Oh, maybe.
You kind of. I don't want to lump. I don't want to
tangibles.
It's not even intangibles. Are they? Yeah, intangibles. I don't want to do that. I didn't want to do that because that would, if I do that,
I understand.
You can do it.
Play a little Goosies, no Goosies next. Are you okay?
Lettuce in it.
She's having a day today, man. She's having a day today.
She goes, my tooth. I'm like, is it one of the big ones? Because that would hurt like hell.
How was that sandwich?
Hey, I need to be there, JFig.
Not this one.
JFig, you let me know when the doctor's appointment is.
Eh.
I'm picking you up. Come on.
Thanks for the invite. Thanks for the share.
There's plenty down there.
You want me to go get you something? What you want?
I don't know.
I don't care.
I'll go down.
I don't care.
I'll tell you what you got to get, Vlad, these cookies. Good. You want the other one?
The cookies are from downstairs, and I love those cookies.
I see that.
What do we got today for Goosies? No Goosies, Birderer.
Okay, well that's nice.
Birderer's funny.
The sassy Colorado State coach.
Man, let's hear what he had to say. This was sassy Colorado State coach taking shots at Dion.
And I sat down with ESPN today, and I don't care if they hear it in Boulder. I told them I took my hat off and I took my glasses off, and I said, when I talk to grown-ups, I take my hat and my glasses off. That's what my mother taught me. So,
all right, there you go.
I hope your mom taught you how to get this ass kicking.
Yeah, hope your mom told you like, hey.
He has basically just talked himself into a 70-14 loss, right?
Oh, and the kids won't stop. That's the thing. They won't stop.
Because you know what? Here's the thing that people don't understand about college sports. It's not like the NFL when you put the second team in, they just trying to get to the end of the game. Them young kids that come in want to ball too, because they on TV. They want mom and them to see them score too. So they actually turn it up a notch.
Yeah, Dion tweeted today about positivity. He kind of like no-sold it on Twitter, but whenever he does get asked about this.
Oh, he going to go all Dion on the situation.
Wait, you know the pregame speech. Have you seen those pregame speeches he gave?
They're impressive.
He made that Nebraska game. I'm not going to lie to you. I've never put on the pads or outfit, but I wanted to. He said it's personal. He made it seem personal. You're my kids. I love you to life. Not, people say I love you to
I don't even think Matt Rule did anything.
He didn't, but he said I love you to life. And when they talk about you, it's personal.
Wow.
And when things are personal, what do you want to do? You want to dominate. That's personal. Oh, yeah. Take Colorado in the over.
He's going to say that every week because, remember, they told him what he was doing wasn't going to work. And look at him with all this turnover. He's got 51 new kids there, right? So all the things that they said wasn't going to work and do, that's why after the game, he said, I'm keeping receipts. What now? What now?
Stun Steve says, what a loser, giving off Dabo vibes.
Oh, yeah, he did. He did.
Point for
He did.
Twitcher.
He did. I have 0 Goosies, by the way.
Yeah, me
this
too.
Clown. You know what?
Gooseless.
First of all, Dion has more football in his pinky than that dude has. I mean, I'm talking about every level of football, not just great, Hall of Famer. So when you talk about Dion, or you suggest or even say anything that might be referencing what Deion Sanders is doing, have some damn respect.
Well, the thing that's funny about
especially when you can't go out there and cash that ticket.
The guy's like,
your kids are going out there.
I was on ESPN today taking on my hat glass. Like, dude, you're on ESPN because of Deion Sanders. Like,
right.
You're doing
Nobody would give a rat's ass about Colorado State if you wasn't playing Colorado.
Yeah, you're going there today, and like you're at like a Colorado Beef O'Brady's doing the coaches show. Like, I mean, come on, what are you talking about?
We know that. Deion knows that, right? Think about this. There's a bunch of coaches that are now playing Colorado that are going to get asked questions that nobody would give a damn about until now. He's one of them. Did you know the coach of Colorado State?
No.
Right. Did anybody?
No.
Okay.
What about you, JFig? You got the Goosies from this clown?
Nah.
What about you, Vlad?
Hell no. No,
It's
no
a clean
Goosies,
sweep.
Wow. No Goosies.
What's number 2, JFig?
Mike McDaniel on River Cracraft.
Okay, Mike McDaniel on his receiver.
Intangible?
Well, he is.
Every coach got him. Every coach got 2-3 intangibles that they just love to death. And my roommate was an intangible, Harold, right? He played 13 years and had 3 carries his whole career. How you play 13 years and only had 3 carries? Here's how it happens. Because when your coach who makes you an intangible and you do all those odd jobs and stuff like that, then when he go to another team, he want one guy that's going. So that's what happened.
Here's Mike McDaniel on River.
He was cut 7 times, I think, before making an active roster. Do you realize how, well, first of all, the professional athlete, the investment it takes, and then the lack of control that you have in situations like that, if you're an undrafted player or something of that nature, and then the fortitude to say, I can, you guys are wrong, and to keep coming back means that he's spending a lot of time not worried about stuff that he can't control. And, I've had a lot of people tell me that I couldn't do a lot of things. Generally, whatever I'm doing, the first time people see me, they're like, you can't do that, whatever it is. And I think that, so there's a place in my heart for it, but like that the bottom line is you have to be a special individual when you put that much on the table and then the moment comes and you're able to produce. I think that's what all the players see. And he, makes his teammates better around him. So that's an important part too.
Wow. That's Goosies galore, dude. I mean, what a story.
Goosies galore.
No wonder he loves River Cracraft.
Sometimes a person's story is what you draws to them, and you want them, you give them every opportunity because you know that kid or that young man or that person in the workforce will fight for everything that he gets, and he'll appreciate everything that he gets. You got to have some guys like that on the team because you're also going to have the guys that know they are the ish, and they're going to come in there like, yeah, I'm the guy.
They got 2 guys like that.
Who?
Does that give you the Goosies though?
Yeah.
Huh.
I'm a big River Cracraft fan. Sometimes the backstory, it makes that person interesting.
7 cuts is a lot of cuts.
Yeah.
JFig, that give you the Goosies on River Cracraft?
It sure did.
What about you, Vlad?
Goosies galore.
Yeah, I got Goosies galore.
Yeah,
You
nice.
can't, come on,
That
man.
was a nice
7
moment.
times and
7
then you,
cuts.
yeah, man.
Woo.
That just shows the
Perseverance.
kids. Yeah, perfect. There you go.
What's number 3, Murderer?
Terron Armstead being back at practice.
No Goosies. I still don't know if he's ramped up enough to play yet.
No Goosies.
Kind of sounds like he threw cold water on that. I want him to be all the way back. I will get the Goosies when Terron Armstead is back on the field, but him being back at practice does nothing for me. Leroy? No Goosies?
No Goosies.
Yeah, me neither. JFig, what's your finishing move in Mortal Kombat?
Stop! He's asked me this every segment.
They should have like
Guys,
you jump on the back. You jump on the back and pull their arms off like they do the wings of a bird. You finish him.
Look
you
at
jump
that.
on his back.
It's the pants with the boots.
It's the finisher. Yeah.
Finish him.
Finish her.
Finish him.
Fatality.
Murderer.
And it's
Perfect.
ironic that Pepito was
Perfect.
here while I was
No, it's
wearing
what is
this.
it?
Perfect.
Fatal. No, what is it?
Fatal.
Fatality. Murderer. Fatality.
Perfect.
I love it. It gives me the goosies because I'm glad he made it to practice.
Yeah, glad somebody picked him up.
Exactly.
Hey, Zach, I think Tua just blew me off, dude. Can you come pick me up?
Dude, look at this. Who sends a text like that?
Crazy. Well,
Because it's not her phone.
no,
My daughter says, "Hi, Dad. It's Rebecca." Like, I got other kids out there. When you say hi, Dad, I pretty much figure out who it is.
A prank
Right.
text message.
No.
I think he knows the number.
Hey,
Hi,
Dad.
no, but it's from a different number. Hi, Dad. It's Rebecca.
Vlad, do you have the Goosies from Terron Armstead returning?
Yeah, you got to have the Goosies for that because for the simple fact, if Matthew Judon gets the 2 on Sunday, Armstead will be back week 3.
What's number 4, JFig?
Jimmy Butler turning 34 years old today.
Goosies galore.
Absolutely.
I love Jimmy
I
Butler.
agree.
I'm glad Jimmy Butler is born. I'm glad that he has another year of living.
Glad that he continues.
I'm
to
just wondering.
roll us.
I'm just wondering
What is going to
if
be?
somewhere he's with a Michelob Ultra going. Shakira, Shakira.
Now the question is, are they both in birthday suits?
Well,
Well, you know what? I'll tell you, they're both in the New York area.
Yep.
Oh, buddy.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. You want to? You got to share, JFig, what you discovered. Boots on the gram. Can
Well, do you want to do that now, or you want me to finish Goosies?
Let's just do it now.
Do it now.
Let's do it now. This is more important. Jimmy Butler's birthday.
Let's
do it now.
I want some like investigative music.
Do you have that? Do we have investigative music? Maybe there could be something, could be nothing there, Vlad. We can get for JFig because she's a journalist. You know,
I am a journalist.
It's good to know that I'm rubbing off on JFig as a fellow journalist.
I got one better than that.
Perfect.
So, can you explain, JFig, what you found out on the gram regarding Jimmy Butler and Shakira?
Okay, guys. Yesterday,
Mm-hmm.
my cousin knows I love Taylor Swift.
Oh, Tay-Tay.
I love Tay-Tay. So she sends me a video on TikTok of Tay-Tay dancing and reacting towards Shakira's performance. But I wasn't really paying attention to Taylor Swift's moves. I was paying attention to what was going on with Shakira.
Really?
Now, I'm going to... Should I see if I can play the video, or you just want the actual picture?
Well, let's just go with the pictures.
With the picture?
Yeah, let's
Okay.
just go with the pictures. I don't want to get
photograph.
So, this is the video screenshots
Mm-hmm.
right here.
Wow.
Now you see Shakira is crowd surfing.
Yep.
And Taylor is feeling herself down there. Whatever.
Yeah, why is she touching?
She's having a good
You
time.
know what?
All right.
Actually, I don't like the way that I said that. Anyway,
I mean, but she is.
but she is. She's feeling herself. She was having a great time.
She's having a good time.
Yeah.
Taylor's nobody enjoys an award. No, you don't look too much into this.
Yeah, please just
Don't look too much into this.
You are missing.
We're missing the
everything.
point.
We're
Is that
missing
Gabe
the point.
Vincent touching Shakira?
You know what? -1, Vladimir. -1.
Okay, so Taylor Swift. Nobody enjoys an award show like Taylor
Like
Swift.
Taylor Swift, exactly.
But Shakira is crowd surfing.
Shakira is crowd surfing, but if you notice, there is a specific hat on her head.
Yeah, like a
But-
cowboy hat.
It's like a cowboy hat.
She picked it up from somebody. Didn't somebody give it to her?
I don't
But
know.
listen,
I watched it.
There is significance in this hat.
Why?
Because I remember back then when we were talking about Jimmy Butler hanging out with J Balvin,
Love J Balvin.
we were kind of wearing the same hat.
Oh my God! Wow!
Yes!
Wow!
I don't mean
So-
to sound like TMZ here,
so-
but this is not a coincidence.
But she got it from a random person. They
I don't
didn't.
care. Do you see?
Yeah.
You see that they're matching?
I mean, these could be designer hats.
Ah,
They could be
They could
designer
be an
hats.
expensive hat. I ain't
Right.
giving my- I
Maybe
ain't
they
giving
could
my
be expensive hats,
away.
but
I'm not giving it. Maybe you bought her the hat. Maybe she liked
maybe
it.
everybody. Maybe
No, but I'm saying when she went down and started going down the stage to do the crowd surfing, somebody handed her a hat. So it wasn't like she had the hat.
What if it was Jimmy Butler?
I don't know. Go watch the video.
What if it was Jimmy Butler? What if it was J Balvin from Jimmy Butler?
What
He
if
says,
it was planned?
Hey,
That's what I'm
What if
saying.
it
I
was
don't know. I don't know.
hey, Shakira, from Jimmy.
Mhm.
That
Sure
is
as I know.
wow, wow, J.
I know,
That was a
guys.
great breakdown.
I literally had to send this. to
No,
the
that
group.
Boots
that
on the
is-
gram.
I was boots on the gram. I was literally
Boots on the gram. Look at you.
Boots on the
Proud of
gram.
you.
Right there.
Proud of you. Take a quick break. Final hour of the show going up after this.
WQA.
I hate Tobin. Dude, what's wrong?
What happened?
Nothing.
See what happens when you're on the other side.
No, Tobin is the worst, right? I told JFig a story, right? And Tobin chimes in with a Tobin thing that, like, it's just
a Tobinism.
Yes,
The most Tobin line there is what he contributed to this conversation.
Like, really?
He heard most of too.
He didn't hear none of the story. He heard, like, he laughed.
I've heard that story before.
Right. Okay.
I just didn't know that one detail. I was curious.
You're the worst, dude. This is my boy. This is my friend. Right? We do all kinds of stuff together.
Like eat
This
crab,
is
huh?
what, yeah, this is what, like, come on, dude. God. And it's not like, I would be so mad if this is a once in a while thing, but it's also the guy that skipped through a hotel with a churro, like shadow box, right? Like, just
Content. Tobin's content.
no,
He's a delight.
that's it. That's what you say. He's a delight.
Let's get to some headlines.
I want to segue.
Brought to you by the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford.
We know trucks.
Is that Chuck Pagano? I haven't seen him around in a while.
Who?
Chuck Pagano.
Where?
Oh, that was him. Okay, good call. Because I was
Oh,
trying to
okay.
figure out who that coach was.
Yeah, he's on ESPN.
Didn't he have cancer? He had to
believe
take
he
some
did.
time off when he was
Yeah, I
in
think he
Indy.
did.
Wow, isn't that? Look how life treats you, man. That was your punter. Now you're sitting in your
Hey, and
punter's talk show.
I know she got married.
Who
Yeah,
don't know?
I
Mina
think
Kimes?
She
Or-
got married, but she's looking a little. I'm wondering.
She just, I think
She
she
just got paid. That's what you're looking
I
at.
think she got.
No.
I think she either had a baby or she.
Okay,
or she.
that's what I'm
She's
saying.
pregnant,
Or
yeah.
she's pregnant. That's why I didn't want to just put it out there, but it looks like because she looks.
It was like a surprise to everybody.
Yeah, she
when
like
she
showed up.
announced
She just showed up on a red carpet and just
Mhm.
was like, boom, pregnant.
oh, like Rihanna on the
Whoop, there it
Super
is.
Bowl.
Yeah,
Pretty much like that.
yeah. Anyway, Miami Dolphins getting ready for the Pats. Sunday night football this week. Good luck, Mac.
You know what? Here's what I would say. This week, especially for the Canes, you got to engrave into these young men who we are, right? How we do things.
It's deep.
No, but it's true. And that's
Very
all
much.
Mario talks about. How we're going to do things. There's a way in which we're going to play. There's a way in which we're going to give effort. And this is a perfect time to make sure, kind of to check before you get into the meat of your season, to check to make sure you're on course. As far as the Dolphins, okay, you know what Bill Belichick is and what he will try to do.
Right.
Right? So you have to be sound. I love the fact that the offensive line worked out 1,000 times better
Oh my God.
than what we thought.
Yep.
Because if you look at football around the NFL, some quarterbacks were getting absolutely killed.
The only thing I do think that going into this week, I just don't think that they're going to make blunders that the Chargers did.
No, they're not. And
There's
that's the
no
thing.
way those things happen.
But-
So that's why, yeah, that margin for error might be small. Like if you blow some of the things that you did,
Same thing with the Canes. The
Yeah,
Canes
yeah.
did. Those mistakes that the Canes made against Texas A&M, and keep in mind,
Now that being said, that last year he did have Jacoby Myers just hand the Raiders a game.
right?
That was a bad one.
So now he's a Raider.
Is he?
Yeah.
How about that?
So
Well, I can understand why. He scored a big touchdown for him.
So what I want to see from the Dolphins, right, is there's going to be a plan to take away something. But be sound in what you do, because in most cases, every play has a contingency plan, right? So whether it's a coverage or not, a lot of these routes convert into a different route. If you make the mistake and don't convert it, it'll be a pick. So you need to make sure and pay attention that everybody's on the same page with that. Defensively, you just need to play better. I don't know, for whatever reason. For
Yeah,
whatever
flat out.
reason, you got to play much better.
They're dealing with a lot of injuries on the offensive line too, the Patriots. So like,
right. So
I better be seeing
everybody need to eat.
Better seeing some mauling going up front, dude.
I'm telling you what they're going to do, though.
Chubba Dub Dub.
Hey, they're going to run the football. They're going to try to run the football. They're going to try to speed the game up so that
who's they? The Dolphins or the Pats?
The Pats.
Oh, okay.
They're going to try to run the football. It might be one of those situations. Keep in mind, wasn't it Mac Jones that had 3 passes?
That was a game, yes. That was his rookie year.
Okay, watch. Keep in mind, here's the other thing you need to understand. Folks, there's a hurricane heading up that way. It's going to hit this weekend.
What's up with the hurricanes?
So the weather's going to be terrible. Huh?
What's up with the hurricanes going to the Northeast lately?
So over it.
I know, right? Well, it don't hit us.
That's fair, but
so
still nervous about the idea that things are going up there.
There's a hurricane heading that way.
Yeah.
It's going to hit around, Sunday.
Hurricane Tua.
So
Point for
I think you broke him.
You said it twice. No, Leroy, that's on you. You said that twice. That was a low hanging fruit.
He's just not.
That was such a low hanging fruit. You knew he was gonna do that. You knew he was gonna. You put it to a T. You put it for him on a T.
I'm tired of throwing this guy alley-oops, though.
Dude, you are the John Stockton twist call for low.
Dude, just gonna call you AJ Puck for throwing up that meatball.
Oh, what? Dude, how can this show function? Because we both look at each other like content, right? Like that's like we both looking at each other like, "Ooh, I'm about to get him." We ain't doing a show together. We ain't doing a show together. Like, ooh. Like it's like you can't mess up. Forget what everybody on Twitch or YouTube or driving in their car think, right? Say something screwed up. Excuse me? What was that? We literally attack each other. Like if I make it out of this room mistake free, I don't care what anybody else says. You done?
Forget Hurricane 2 right there.
Love that guy, man. Just done.
So
Done with
jolly.
everybody's bull bleep. I love it. Here's Mike McDaniel. I don't know if you guys saw. Did you see this past week? The feature on Mike McDaniel on it was a Monday Night Football.
No.
It was like well, they did a cool thing about why Mike McDaniel gets up so early. He had a battle with alcoholism back when he lost his job at the Falcons or the Texans. I forget which team, but he now gets up like really early, like 2:30 in the morning. That's his hours now because I guess that's his sleep pattern now. That's been his cope for a while.
So he basically sleeps through the times when he would normally be drinking.
Exactly, dude.
Right.
Okay. So here's Mike McDaniel on his sleeping.
I mean, it just depends. I think for the most part, you try to compensate. Science keeps telling me that you do need sleep to function. So you do compensate with earlier nights when you can. There's some late ones, but I'm super fortunate because my wife and daughter get my back. And as long as I make it to Thursday or Friday, really, they positively reinforce naps. So although the science doesn't support like cram sleeping, I debunk science with that. So a lot of coaches, there's just a lot of stuff to do, and I'm in the morning I might be the only person for a little while, but there's always people here when I leave. So and I make sure to stop by and say, "What time did you get in?" I was earlier.
So I have like once every once every couple of weeks because I get up early too. And I just get up early because it's time to get up. I'm so used to. But every now and then, like either on a Thursday or Friday, Saturday or Sunday, right? I could feel like my body. I just go to sleep. Like I've gone to bed at 8:00 and slept till the next morning. Like I just do. And if you don't listen to your body, then it becomes a problem, right? So cram sleeping does work. Like when I go home now, After this, I go home. I get like 2 hours of quiet, right? So I'll sit in front of the TV. I don't even have to sleep. I may or may not doze off, but I may not.
Depends if some golf is on.
Let me tell you something.
It's good.
Sunday, I'll never say, man, how could you watch golf? So it's very easy to watch. You watch it, they whisper, you can doze off, you get up, and no matter where they are, they're going to show you the replays to get you caught up. You're not missing anything.
Golf, great. Sunday first pitch sometimes, a Marlins game, a good old 3-1 battle.
Oh, that's terrible.
You get a good not anymore because now games fly, but like you used to be able to get that 3rd through 7th in.
Yeah.
Out.
Yeah.
You wouldn't miss a thing.
Now, I have an interesting trick that I can do, right? I can watch one game and follow the ticker and tell you what every team is doing in every other game, just following the ticker, right? Ooh, punt, or ooh, interception. Like I pay attention to that. So a lot of times I may not have to watch a game to tell you what's going on.
Hey, I'm Damian Lillard, spokesperson for Gatorade. Try our new flavor, Cronin's Lies. Completely unrelated.
Wow, he looks different with hair, doesn't he?
Pagano?
Yeah.
I guess. I don't
remember he was bald.
I was just remembering with the hat.
Might have been, because of what he was going through.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Anyway, take a quick break. I'm sorry.
No, you're not.
5 minutes later, I'm sorry.
Welcome back.
Cause I don't get upset.
Oh man, Marlins. They'll be
This
back
one they
on
used to really rap, right?
when it was.
This was.
Do you think Vic Fangio considers this music or noise?
No,
But
this is
this
music
is
for him.
not as this
Music
is,
for him, right?
This is music because this ain't, you can listen to it, hear a story. Ain't nobody talking about hanging out with a whole bunch of girls and smoking.
and it's Rakim as well.
right, it's Rakim.
It's Rakim.
The Marlins will be back on the field coming up in about an hour's time. Fish looking to get the split against the Brew Crew. No Yelich this year. No groundskeeper. We haven't gotten to see them.
No Coop and no Yelich.
Coop is in San Diego, I believe.
No,
Brian,
not
Brian Anderson.
Brian Anderson.
Yeah.
He's with
He's with
Milwaukee.
Milwaukee now. Yeah. And Yelich, back injuries. That's so weird.
Well, he is kind of tall.
He's had them for his whole career.
Yeah,
He's
but,
always had
but
them.
here's the deal: when you're tall like that, swinging a bat puts a lot of torque on your back. So if you don't work on your core at an early stage,
Yeah.
and you're still swinging that bat, you put a lot of strain on it.
Well, I always believed in that guy, man.
No rest for the best, but Steph is exempt. Is KD exempt?
Yeah. They because it's not only the years, it's also the minutes,
right?
the minutes that you've
Oh, so they play
accumulated in your
Right,
career.
Right.
So if you're
Well, Steph didn't keep in mind the first few years. He ain't because
yeah, come on.
Steph's first extension was $40 million.
Yeah, that was a long time ago. Now it's probably $400 million.
No,
coming
but
up
I'm
soon.
just saying. Think about that. Even then it would have been 150, 200.
But remember his ankle. They were
Right? They
doubting
were
his
scared it wasn't
injury.
going to work.
Yeah.
Right. I got you.
I was remember with Joel Embiid got his first extension. I was like, man, is that going to work out? Because that guy
Right. He
took
was
so long to get his career off the ground.
Yeah. It took us a long time to get to this point with Joel Embiid.
Yep.
Right. Like he's a must-have.
And now Giannis, he's got a broken spirit because of Jimmy Butler.
There you go.
What, dude?
Dude.
Why?
Listen,
Dude,
Giannis. Here's what Giannis did. Giannis did the smart thing, right? Because and I think Dame would have been better if he would have put this out there publicly, right? But he's just not that dude. But Giannis sprinkling a little something out there. He say, "Look, I'm all about winning. If I ever get the feeling that the guys I'm playing with, an organization, is not about winning, then I'm gonna go somewhere where it is true."
It is an interesting thing because Giannis is in the spot where he's already won for his small market team.
Right, so he can go, go get the real money.
Usually it comes, LeBron leaves Cleveland, they couldn't get over the hump. Usually Kevin Durant leaves OKC, couldn't get over the hump. They got to go somewhere else. He's gotten over the hump. Now, on a shortened back-to-back season where,
but they won a championship before him.
What do you mean?
Milwaukee did.
I mean, with what?
Cleveland had never won a championship. OKC had never won a
Oscar
championship.
Robertson, bro?
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying.
Was there a
So what? They
three-point
got a
line back then?
championship. So they got a championship. All I'm saying is this. When you think about the Cleveland situation and the OKC championship, they never won a championship ever.
Yeah, because they stole their team from Seattle.
I'm just saying. So,
but either way, he
Yeah.
still won them the championship. Typically, when a guy,
you saying that it wouldn't be as much of
I don't know. I think fans are going to be pissed either way if he leaves Milwaukee. I'm sure.
At that point, he don't care because guess where his home is? Greece.
Yeah.
Give a rat's ass about Milwaukee. Look at my place in Greece on this mountain overlooking the Mediterranean.
It's just tough. I understand you don't want to go through the buzzsaw that is, Dame, Jimmy Butler, and Bam.
No, it's not even that. It's not even that.
I get it.
Right?
I get it.
You could deal. Listen, I get what Giannis is saying.
Too much.
I ain't saying I got to win. But if y'all ain't trying to win, I ain't about that. That's basically
they are trying to win though. The thing that's weird about it is they're trying to win. Your guys, your pieces are just getting old. Drew Holiday's getting up there. Brooke Lopez is getting up there.
Brooke Lopez is there. Listen, he has reached the high rise. He almost to the bottom.
I can't believe how much better he's gotten in his career though.
Because he don't have to run.
Brooke Lopez was so mid.
Like, all Brooke has to do is this: shoot and go stand at the rim.
It's ridiculous. How did he not figure that out quicker?
The game wasn't like that. The game wasn't.
It's like what Hassan said. They didn't want him shooting threes.
Well, he spent that year where Brooklyn was nothing. He basically spent the whole year just shooting threes.
Right, because they didn't matter.
He used the whole season as an open run to learn how to do that.
Smart by him. He extended his career. Look at the money he got.
Oh
he
my
don't even
God.
have to run. Like we don't never say about Brook Lopez. He's not that athletic. You should be able to. Nope. He blocks some shots, get plenty of rebounds because he's tall, and make some threes.
Didn't block enough shots. Bam, give him the business in game 5.
But dude, see what I'm saying?
Cooked him.
Like we're not even talking about that.
Cooked him, dude.
But I can.
You're right. We aren't talking about that. We're talking about Giannis being scared of the heat.
He's
And
not
so,
scared. Oh my
do you have Giannis again? Do you mind playing this, Vlad? This was Giannis. He was on the 48 Minutes podcast.
dude, you already got enough hits for today.
What do you mean?
You got enough hits in for today. You don't need to keep going.
Just reset
There's
for the
still,
audience,
there's still 30 minutes left there,
Just reset
Leroy.
for the audience, baby.
Oh.
Here's Giannis.
As long as we play and we approach the game every single day the right way, and we all sacrifice for a common goal, I can see myself being in Milwaukee Bucks for the rest of my career. But the moment I feel like people are not committed as I am to get that golden thing in the back, I am not. You know, I'm a Milwaukee Buck, but most importantly, I'm a winner. I want to win, and I have to do whatever it takes for me to win. And if there's a better situation for me to win the Larry O'Brien, I have to take that better situation.
I got 2 things, guys.
Yeah.
Hasn't Milwaukee tried everything to show them that they will do anything to win?
Yeah.
So when he's saying that,
it's
not only is there goodbye, there's something going on in Milwaukee, because this is not the first time he said that.
No, he said something very similar in the Wall Street Journal, I think it was, or New York Times, one of those this offseason. He said
he's like saying it's as if they won the title, and not only the team but management just they've just
it's really, really nice that Milwaukee seems like a cool sports town, right? Like cheeseheads, they seem like they've embraced Giannis.
Y'all don't remember? We used to play. Green Bay used to play half of their home games in Milwaukee.
Yeah,
and guess what? The sidelines, both teams were on the same sidelines.
There's just something about being that big a star in a place like that, and you're like, because it's like you're Milwaukee, you're not Chicago, you're not even like the epicenter of like.
You're not even in Indianapolis.
Yeah, it's just like,
but and Green Bay. I mean,
yeah, and Aaron Rodgers, like, look how Aaron Rodgers went to New York and he's refurbished and so happy because he gets to like experience a real city. I just think that Giannis wants to experience probably life on maybe either New York or maybe LA.
You
or
think
Miami.
Giannis saw what A-Rod was, the love A-Rod was
Maybe.
getting, that he's thinking maybe if I go to a big city
he's
like
in Greece right now.
No, but I'm saying when he has to come to the United States for at least 7 months of the year, Leroy. When you leave that palatial place in Greece, you don't want to come to Milwaukee.
I really think, though, I'm like watching in the offseason, I really think if Jokic could fly for his home games from Serbia, he'd do it.
Right.
He really seems to love Serbia.
He would be so happy.
I think
you like Serbia more than Denver.
I think
too.
I think we don't understand how much people love their countries and where they're from and whatever. And because we think where we live is so great. Right? But I mean, a guy could have the best year of his life, and the first thing he says, "I can't wait to get back home."
Mm-hmm.
Right? Which would we be if we
he didn't want to go to the parade?
Right. So
no.
While we think
I have to get home.
While we think Milwaukee or
horses.
Denver is a small town, and I want to be in LA or New York or whatever, those guys don't think like that because that ain't home to them. So they don't care whether they play in Milwaukee or OKC.
Poor Eric Spoelstra is like distressed. They just got gentlemen swept. The man was a maniac. He's just like he's out of gas. And at the end, Joker's sitting in. He goes, "I don't want to go to parade. I want to see horse."
Right, but that's what I'm saying. Like, what would you expect somebody to like? It's the equivalent to like who's winning all those championships? Starberry winning all them championships over there in China. Right.
Stuff.
And the second he does is come back home.
Right. You're
right, but
you're
I'm
used
saying,
to what
does
you're
he
used to.
does he really care what part of China he's playing in?
He just wants to get back home.
That's what these guys are doing here.
I get it, but I guess because we've seen Jokic for so many years and Denver has lost.
Sure.
The fact that he's won and his reaction after winning is like, I gotta stay here for a parade. I want to go home. So listen.
But I'm just saying from that standpoint, Vlad, why are we making a big deal? They want to go somewhere else and play.
I think Giannis is a little bit more like Americanized than Jokic is, because I think like he like Maybe we'll see a lot of Jokic commercials this year, but I feel like Jokic could go forever without doing commercials and things like that. Giannis does like the limelight. I do think that he enjoys the fame. I think he enjoys being one of the big stars.
So maybe he would be more
put
inclined
that
to be
on him.
somewhere where he could be a bigger star.
Yeah.
But we also put it on him. Like the American media was trying to make like Giannis into this next after LeBron.
It was like
the next player.
It's weird because I remember like Giannis's series before, a lot of the times his series will be like on NBA TV, and you're like,
of course, because
really?
it's Milwaukee.
That's why. But if he was in a major market, a glamour market, yeah, I think he probably realizes I could sell Greek freaks better or whatever. I don't know. The shoe.
You have no idea what a shoe even looks like.
I do know what a shoe looks like. I don't have it on here, dude.
Let me see.
They're called the freaks.
You sure about that?
No, don't.
Sure it's not Air Giannis?
That dude lies a lot.
I think they're the freaks.
He lies a lot.
That's not fair.
No, you know where I got you. You went, no, it's called the freaks, and then I was like, you sure? And he's like, I think it's called the freaks.
I'm
So
pretty sure it's the
going
freaks.
down from like definite to I think to I might have heard.
I'm pretty sure.
Wait,
it's the
hold on.
freaks.
You see, now we got to pretty
Here's
sure.
your Greek freak shoes.
What are they called? Air freaks?
Freak 4.
Oh,
Giannis.
Wait, what?
Immortality 2.
Huh?
Giannis Immortality.
How much is an immortality?
$56.
I want to guess.
56. $340.
Immortality 2s.
I don't feel like I see
$340.
I don't feel like I see a lot of people rocking Giannis.
How much? JFig.
I'm gonna go 120.
120.
JFig.
250.
69.98.
That's almost Shaq cost.
Wait, let me see.
You sure that's not from Walmart?
Immortality 3s.
I always see Giannis's on clearance.
There's a green. Men's random any slip.
Damn, Giannis can't sell shoes. He's got to go to a big
Freak
market to
fives,
sell
Freak
shoes.
5s are 140. All Milwaukee colors.
Is that the latest though?
I think so.
All
Those are
Milwaukee
140.
colors?
They look terrible.
I bet you all the
LeBron's are like twice that price.
All the people in Milwaukee are copping those.
Because they have a $1 billion contract with LeBron.
Yeah, I gotta pay it.
So look at these are the most hideous ones. They're Milwaukee colors.
Oof.
Can't wear those anywhere.
Except for Milwaukee.
Why is his Nike backwards?
Huh?
Eakin?
Yeah, it's like the devil, like when they do the cross upside down.
Weird. Take a quick break. Back after this. 8:30. Danny Rabinowitz and Brian Monroe will get you going from Hard Rock Stadium. Canes, Bethune-Cookman. Have you decided if you're going?
No.
You haven't
It's
decided,
not-
or you're
well,
not going?
I'm probably not gonna go. But let's. It's not like it's gonna be a packed house. It's a Thursday game against Bethune.
It should be a packed house. Well, it should be a nicely attended game. They're good.
No, they're good. Yeah, but I'm just saying that people don't roll like that here.
I understand. What if Bethune-Cookman came to Michigan? Still 100,000?
Yeah.
Really?
Different.
You guys got nothing to do
Different
on that
attitude.
place, huh?
How about this? So I can't think of the name of the school. There's a college that
Appalachian State?
No. That they announce their scores every game in Michigan. For some reason, we become fans of this school, right? So one year they played a game in our house, not against us, just one of their games. Filled it. Wow. Because I can't think of who that school is. I remember it's some small school, but they would announce all the scores. We'd boot Ohio State score, and then they give the score of this team. And I can't think of the name of it, but I will. So yeah, it's just a different environment. Like, down here, if you say, hey, you want to go to the game, the first question out of anybody's mouth is who they're playing, right? Up north, if you say, hey, you want to go to a Michigan game? Yes. End of discussion. Don't matter who they're playing. But that's fine. That's just how it is down here.
Up there.
Huh?
You got no sailing? You got no snorkeling over there or something?
Sailing or snorkeling?
Yeah, dude. That's what I would, like if I'm going to ask who they're playing, because if you told Tobin, Peanut Island or Bethune-Cookman, Peanut may be calling.
Not on Thursday night.
Oh, why not? It's not sundown
Tobin.
yet.
It's Tobin.
Yeah.
It's
Go see some pufferfish. Shut up.
-1.
Why did he hit me with a preemptive strike?
He gave you a shut up, but
Yeah,
and interrupted you with Hurricane Tua.
Why did he give me a preemptive shut up? I wasn't gonna say nothing.
Okay, dude. I saw the twinkle in your eye. You were ready to. I saw you were like Jake Berger with the bat waggle. I see it. Right down the plate.
He had that smirk. That
Tobin
smirk.
Tobin is Bethune cookies. Not your best.
Smythe
work.
and Schmolnick. We
Not
don't
your
need to go to
best
Peanut
cinnamon
Island.
sauce.
We see a pufferfish hosting this show today daily. Thank you, Smythe.
Yeah, I would have been a little more creative than that. But what happened today? Why have we just?
Because I'm telling you, we were thrown off with all the
Today
people
has
here.
been a blur, I think.
It's been a blur. It's been
because I like. Come on. I mean,
I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't like all these people here. I was so used to
I was
having
too.
none of them. I'm like, who are
The
you?
thing I don't like is
kinda-
that I wasn't able to get into my computer.
It was like, you know what it
laptop.
reminds me of, Vlad? Like back in the day, I used to go to Marlins games. I had season tickets. And then like all of a sudden they go on a little playoff run and all these people were here. I'm like, where did all you people come from?
And they all smiling at you, telling you hi, like you know me. I don't know
I
you.
don't know you.
Treating us like Tua.
You know,
Fake friends.
sneak down
Oh
there.
yeah.
I tried to sneak down there and get some cookies. People looking like they're like, you don't have a name tag. Are you supposed to be here?
You got a name tag? Oh no, that's
I don't have a name tag. Everybody else had a name tag down there.
I don't care.
I know you don't.
I do not care. When I literally go where I need to go, get what I need. If y'all don't know who I am, it ain't my fault.
It would have been funny though if you did get stuck down there without having your little clicker.
Oh, I know. Because I literally
You're
wait.
lucky I was
I've
there.
literally since not 2008.
Mhm.
Yeah, I've been here since 2008. If they don't know me, that's their problem, right?
Same here.
Yeah, I don't.
I don't even think Boss Lady knows who I am.
Oh no, she knows me.
Oh, I said she doesn't know who I am.
Because the last one asked me who I was at the car debauchery.
I remember that.
So
I remember.
you ever
that.
heard the story, JFig?
I have.
I went to introduce her to the writer,
Beasley?
to Beasley. And I said, hi, this Beasley, we he does show with us periodically. She goes, who are you?
No way,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The daughter?
No, the last.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
yeah. Okay.
So I was like, all right, remind me never to say hi to you.
Oh wow. Apparently there's some frostiness in this lead up. Durham, Smythe, Mike Gesicki, former friends, not speaking.
Who?
That means nothing.
Not speaking.
Who's not speaking?
I used to me and
Durham Smythe and Mike Gesicki.
Wait.
They were former roommates.
Wow.
Me and Metcalf played against each other. We didn't talk the week of the game.
Why?
I don't know. He goes,
Who
and
won?
then wait, and then you know what's funny? We killed them. And then you know what's funny? Here's the funny part about that. When before the game, we went out and we were talking, and he goes, "Why did we not talk? We don't even play against each other." I said, "I know it's pretty stupid."
I just tell you one thing I don't want.
What do you don't want?
I don't want a Mike Gesicki gritty this weekend.
You think they allow gritties in New England?
I don't know what they allow.
But what if he does it tomorrow?
Probably has to do like a river dance. Hey, we only dance to ship it up to Boston up here, Gesicki.
Hey, you need to get rid of that gritty and do the river dance.
Do your river dance. That's what we love down here. It was since Auerbach.
We're talking football, though.
All sports, we got to go to Red Auerbach.
Yeah, that's
You're never going to be him, Belichick, unless you get a ring without Tom Brady.
You
product of the system.
You've been in rare form today, man. Dude,
Stun Steve makes a good point though. He says they allowed Gronk. They'll allow anything.
Right.
Well, all Gronk did was spike a football really hard.
McCorkle's gritty is worse. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. McCorkle did do the gritty last year.
He is in no position to do the gritty.
What if you had a dual intangibles gritty? You know, you have McCorkle and you have Mike Gesicki doing it together.
That'd be Rhythmless Nation, man.
Yeah.
2023.
I think that at that point you just like, well, they've burned this to the ground. This will never be danced again. Thanks to McCorkle and Gesicki.
Leroy, the people want to know, you going to the game tonight?
I don't know yet.
He doesn't know
Look
yet.
at Tobin, what's wrong with your boy, man?
I don't know.
Come on,
I mean, I know you want to see the band, but
I do. But
can
I'd be
somebody
so
just give you the
disappointed
information?
if they facing the wrong way. And then another thing.
Well, you know what the thing
And then
is?
another thing. Even when the band plays, the loudspeaker guy and the music they play and the ads on the TV, you can't even hear them. They have no respect for good college atmosphere. None.
I had a great time. My son had a great time at the college atmosphere. He got a stuffed Sebastian. We were following Sebastian all over the place. It was a great time. And they smoked Blaine Gabbert's brother. Didn't have anything to say after that game, did you, Brett?
Brett?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was talking hella trash, and they're going to be they're the best Miami team.
Not so much anymore. Hey, Bobby.
Brett Bortles?
No, that's
Brett Gabbert.
No, that's
Brett
the other bum
Gabbert.
quarterback.
Yeah. Wow. You guys had one was first and one was second and one was
Nah, Blaine Gabbert was like 10th, I think.
but Blake Bortles was second, wasn't he?
Was third. Yeah.
Third.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, he sucked.
Man, you know what? Here, can I just say this to all these people that's bad mouthing all these athletes, right?
Yeah.
Just because you measure out and grade as a top 5 pick, don't mean you're gonna end up being a top 5 pick. It's a big leap to go from playing with kids that you dominate to playing with grown folk. So let's not just assume that every guy drafted in the draft is going to be a good NFL player. We terrible at that. Oh, he was drafted second. It ain't his damn fault because he threw passes to naked guys and because he could run and because he could do this. It doesn't translate to football.
You were great today.
I don't know how to respond to
Well, you were great today.
I don't know how to respond because every time I start talking about football, you came in off the top rope and squashed my dreams.
That's what we do, baby.
Just having some fun.
All right, everybody. That's our show for today. Hope everybody has a fantastic. Remember, we got Hawk and Crowder coming up. They're coming up from now until
2 to 3:30.
2 to 3:30.
What the? Why can't we get a
By the
short
way,
show?
you know it's a short show because a certain someone is finally back in studio.
Oh yeah, Crowder's here. Everybody's here together in studio, and then you also have the pregame show that'll get going today at 3:30. So everybody have a tremendous rest of your day. Enjoy the Canes. If you miss any of Tobin and Leroy today, you guys can go watch the full show or clips up on our YouTube page, Miami 560 WQAM, on Twitch, Miami 560 WQAM, and on the Odyssey app. Download that today, AUDACY, and subscribe to the Tobin and Leroy podcast. Talk to you rascals tomorrow.
Listen